Welcome to the Dirt Life Show with your host, George Hamill.
Yeah, welcome everybody to episode 150 of the Dirt Life Show. We have an awesome show for you guys tonight. We are going to talk about all kinds of rad stuff. We have a KOH recap, a KOH pre-show. We are at Vision Canopies. Thank you very much, Kyle Ahrensberg, for having us. We really appreciate it, dude. We got all kinds of fun stuff happening. We got some guests over here eating tacos. We got Doug Mittag sitting over here. What's up, dude?
How's it going, buddy?
Dude, it's going good, man. You ready for KOH?
Think so. Working on it, at least.
Dude, it's always pushing to get to the starting line, huh?
Yeah, this is actually my first KOH. I actually got to ride with RJ last year, which was a big eye-opener. I've never even been to the place, never even been to Johnson Valley. And then RJ's like, hey, I'm racing. I'm like, hey, you want a co-dog? We used to ride together way back in the day when Razors first came out as kind of just for fun and stuff like that. But this is serious. Like, we rolled up to the first rock trail in pre-running last year, and I could not believe. I was like, you're kidding. Like, we're going down that? And he's like, oh, this is an easy one.
Dude, yeah, and they're so gnarly. So that's a little bit of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how gnarly KOH is. We have some amazing guests that are going to join us. Thank you very much, Kyle, for having us. Like I said, we're at Vision Canopies. Vision is one of our sponsors of the Dirt Life Show, so thanks for being a partner, dude.
I'm glad to do it.
Much appreciated. It's you guys that make this whole show go down, dude. I really, really am thankful for it. I'm Georgie Hamill. We're going to have the Terra Crew boys. We're going to have them take over the show probably around 6:40, 6:45 today. Nice. That's going to be wild, dude, because they're going out to Hammers, too.
That'll be fun.
Dude, they're bringing the whole squad. So that'll be cool to see those guys. You guys can check out the show anytime. Always check it out at 5 p.m. on Mondays. And join us. You can comment in, hang out with us. We'll get to your guys' comments when we start answering some questions and stuff on Instagram. Good. We already got people on YouTube joining us. We got some people on Facebook. So thank you guys very much for hanging out. As you can see behind us, dude, we got a massive car back there. Kyle, give us a little bit of a breakdown of this bad boy with the Maxxis tires on it.
Yeah, that's Dave Mason's Class 1 or T1, I guess, for King of the Hammers. You got the thing all ready to go. And
dude, monster truck.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, that's like literally us sitting here, the tires, the 40-inch Maxxis tires are like just as big as us.
Yeah, they are massive.
Dude.
They're massive, but it looked good.
Dude, it looks really good. So he's going to be coming up on the show a little bit later, hanging out with us. So that's going to be really fun to talk with Dave Mason Jr. Let's see here. So some of the other guests that we're going to have on, CJ Greaves. You guys might know him from short course racing. Doug's actually battled with him.
Yep, quite a bit.
Dude, CJ's a pretty rad driver, man.
Oh, yeah. Top notch for sure. He's always, no matter what he's in, it seems to be up front. So definitely a top notch guy.
CJ is going to join us in just a little bit. Let's see here, around 5:20. Cody Miller, Hunter Miller, and Kyle Chaney. We're going to get them all on at the same time. How much riffraff do you think is going to happen with that conversation? So that'll be a good one. All past winners of the King of the Hammers in the UTV class. And then your buddy, like you said, RJ Anderson's going to come join us. Hopefully he can make it a little bit after 6 o'clock. Bailey Cole's going to come on, like I said, with Dave Mason Jr. And then the Terra Crew guys are going to take over towards the end of the show. So it'll be pretty cool. A few of the things that I wanted to talk about was some behind-the-scenes stuff, since Doug's been out there, Kyle's been out there, like food that they eat on the lake bed, how freaking cold it is out there on the lake bed, how you keep warm, and how many people you think will actually finish the race this year. Like, dude, I heard the course is gnarly. Erica Sachs is out there designing that desert course, all that stuff, dude.
I think Dave Cole's idea is to try to get people to not finish.
Oh, he's just putting everybody through the paces?
He gets bummed when a ton of people finish. He's like, oh, we got to go harder next year for sure.
Yeah.
That's when we finished, he was like, damn, I can't believe how many people finished. And I'm like, dang, I was hoping that
he's just trying to take people out, dude.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, I think. Really, the race is just making it through the big stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I don't even understand. Like, I've only been out there in a stock UTV. I don't understand how the hell any vehicle gets through that. And then they're going to bring King of the Motos back too. Like, dude, so gnarly. Would you do that on a dirt bike, Kyle?
No, never.
I feel like you would come back so bruised and battered.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. If you even come back, and your bike just file an insurance claim on your bike.
Exactly. Yeah, I see the videos of those things. They're just scudding their bikes up the hill.
We're gonna thank all of our sponsors real quick, but before we do, Doug, give us a little bit of a rundown of how shell shock you got last year when you went with RJ, because you were co-dogging with RJ Anderson, and you've never been before. I can only imagine.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I showed up there and I didn't get to go pre-run the whole time with the boys, with the Anderson boys, but I got to go like a couple days before we actually raced, and when we showed up to the first trail, he's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "We're going down that thing? Like, this is crazy." He's like, "Oh, this is one of the easier ones." So we start going down this thing, and we're in almost a stock car. Actually, I think it was bone stock, maybe wheels and tires or something like that on it. And I could not believe what the players did. Like, just cruise down the rocks, like no big deal. I mean, we're smashing the bottoms of them, and everything's getting bent up, I'm sure. But it was just normal, and that was the start to a crazy weekend for me. And I got to ride with RJ, and probably didn't do the best job as a co-driver, but we did good. We won our class, and we're 4th overall in an older model and stuff. So it was exciting for me, and I'm really excited to go and compete this year.
Yeah. Dude, it's like every time I see it too, like I can't understand. Like they build all those cars, like any of them, like UTVs and stuff, like a boat, right? The bottom of it just has like a big old huge like skid plate, one of those polyurethane or whatever they are, and you just slide over stuff like a boat.
Yep, they just try to make them as slippery as possible and as much clearance as possible. Anything that's touching the ground is not good. So they build them completely different.
Dude, it's wild, man. All right, we'll get into some details about that. So thank you very much to our sponsors. Like I said, Vision Canopy. You can always check us out later on if you can't watch the show live, and if you can't comment in, hit us up on iTunes or Spotify or any of the social networks like YouTube and Facebook. That'll all stuff be archived anytime you want to go check it out. Thank you guys very much for hitting us up and all the direct messages and stuff. Like, it's getting to the point where I can't even handle it. You guys are so awesome, so really appreciate it. Always hit us up if you guys have suggestions on shows. Share the show. Do whatever you can to help us grow, because this is what we love. We love talking about dirt. Thank you guys over at KMC Wheels. You can head down to any of your 4-wheel parts dealerships and buy some KMC wheels. Tell them that the Dirt Life sent you. It'll be much appreciated. As we were talking about before, guys on Maxxis Tires, they came on board for 2023. Dude, just serving up great products. So please support Maxxis Tires as much as you can. Thanks to the guys at Motul for providing such great lubricants. The guys over at Shock Therapy, you can use the discount code DIRTLIFE. Get yourself some limit straps, steering racks, all stuff, BSD kit, all stuff that you would need out of King of the Hammers to make sure that your car crosses the finish line. Thanks to guys over at JL Audio. Dude, get your toy hauler all dialed in so you can be pumping in Hammertown. Thanks to the guys at Evolution Power Sports. Really appreciate Todd, Jacob, and the whole family over there. They've got tons of cool products like Code Shooter, where you can actually tune your car. So if you're out in KOH and you need a little bit more power, you can juice it up and get it going, beat some of your competition. Thanks to guys over at Zollinger Racing Products. You can use the code TheDirtLife. Get yourself some radius rods, some tie rods, match up with all that stuff that you got from Shock Therapy. And thanks to the guys over at Cryo Heat for being a part of the show as well. All right, so let's get a little bit of a breakdown before CJ comes on. King of the Hammers is one of, if not the biggest off-road race in the United States lately. It's basically like a 2-week event now because there's so many things. They have rock racing, they have desert racing, they have short course racing, and they have stuff for the kids and all kinds of activities to do in the pits and stuff like that as well. Doug, since it was your first year last year, what did you think?
Yeah, big eye opener. I didn't even know. Like, everybody always goes to King of Hammers, and I know, like, once you get out there, there's not a lot of service. So, I mean, their coverage has always been top notch. It seems like they got the helicopters, and it's always been a big thing to see from the other side of it when you're sitting at home watching it on TV. But you don't know until you go there. Yeah. Crandon is the biggest off-road race that I've been to before King of Hammers, and I'm pretty sure it's almost double it. It seems like 70,000, maybe 100,000 people that are out there enjoying it. And then they not only that is they get to go drive their own cars, which I thought is like one of the craziest things, because usually anywhere else it's like nobody's allowed on the track.
Dude, but spectators have issues getting up some of those spectating areas too. It's gnarly.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're used to like nobody's allowed to touch the track except for the pro drivers or anybody that's competing in the event. And no, not here at King of Hammers. It's open trail.
Yeah.
Send whatever you got up that trail, and everybody's having a good time. And we go watch. Like we're done with our stuff. We go watch at
some
night.
of the most fun times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And then, so what would you tell everybody the first experience if you've never been out there is like, Kyle?
Be prepared to be amazed, like how big the city that moves in there is. I mean, there was like,
what do you think, like 100, 200,000 people? Been there? Or no?
I mean, there was like 40,000 tickets sold last year or something along those lines. That's just, you don't even have to buy a ticket. It's, that
Dude, that's wild.
alternate ways in there that I'm sure people use. So, but
I just love that off-road is that big and
Yeah.
like for that couple weeks, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it
that
doesn't-
makes me feel like there's hope for off-road to just be a bomb-ass sport.
yeah, it doesn't matter if it's rain, snow, people are still there.
Dude, it's cold, too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really cold.
Freezing.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the racing. We're going to talk about some of the UTV rock racing, the desert racing, and stuff like that. But what class did you decide to race this year, Doug, or maybe a couple classes?
Yeah, I'm actually going to bring out 2 cars. I was so fired up from last year, I decided to bring up 2 cars. Luckily, we're racing short course there this year, which I think
RJ didn't scare you off?
I didn't get rehired for the job, but I'm bringing my own cars this time, I guess. So, short course is going to be there, which the gas series is awesome, and they're going to be out there, which I think is going to be huge. I mean, me and Kyle are both bringing our short course cars out there, and then I'm also going to have my new Pro R, Polaris Pro R, that I'm going to race in the desert race.
I've got to
the
see that
Desert
thing
Challenge.
a couple times, dude. I really like that thing. How do you feel about that bad boy?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I've gotten multiple inquiries for building them for other people and stuff
Really?
like that. Yeah, I'm working on my 3rd one right now. So,
No way.
Yeah, so
Dude, that's so cool.
it's taken off for me, which has been really fun and like a new thing for me. And the whole desert racing thing, I've grown up driving in the desert and stuff, but desert racing is a whole nother story with the logistics. And I ask all my friends for help. Kyle, I ask for help all the time on how he does stuff, and
Yep.
RJ and my buddy Carson Wardemont, they've all been racing desert for a while now. So just the logistics and pre-running and all the ways that you do things is completely different than short course. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm having a ton of fun with it.
Dude, it's so cool. And plus, it's just like use a lot of the same skill sets, right? But I feel like anybody that's really good at short course can move into the desert and use all of those same skill sets. Like, I feel like it's so rad.
Yeah, for sure. No, like short course, you got 15 minutes to drive your best. And I think the hardest part for desert for me is making that car last 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, whatever you got to make it last.
Yeah,
how many
because you're
miles
just
you got.
like run and go, like just a shooting gun, like a bullet coming out of a gun in short course, right? Well, so there's a massive difference though. Like, so I just said that you could really like use your short course skills to go into the desert, but I feel like there's nothing that can train you to go into the rocks, like except for experience, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And maybe some 40-inch tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's the plan for you then, Kyle?
Gonna bring out 2 cars. Got the Desert UTV. Gonna bring out, and then bring out the Short Course Pro Turbo UTV.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they're doing all that stuff, having short course integrated. So the Great American Short Course is going to be part of it. You're going to have the Desert Racing, Best in the Desert is also going to be part of it. So those sanctioning bodies are starting to work together, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
The Mint 400 and the Martelli brothers are going to have a triple crown that's involved with this stuff. It's just, I love that everybody's starting to work together to help build the sport.
Yeah, and it really shows. I mean, the amount of entries that they have. I heard somewhere it's like 800 or something like that.
Really?
Something like that. It was up there, and I think that was a few days ago. So
And that's for the total amount of entries in the whole event?
Yeah, but with Best in the Desert on board, Martelli Brothers on board, King of the Hammers working with them. I mean, it's just like
That's so
funneling
cool.
all into one really good event.
Yeah, that's going to be so sick, dude. And then, so you're going to race the Pro too. Do you know how many guys are going to be in that class, or do you have any idea?
I don't know exactly. I know
Where are they even going to put the track?
a couple weeks ago it was like 8 to 10 people, I believe, in Pro 2.
That's good.
But yeah, they're going to use the normal short course track, but then they added it, and I talked to Lee Perfect, and he says he's almost, I think, 9/10 of a mile.
Yep.
No
so
way.
so they got it all in there. And
Does that mean you got to have a different setup?
I don't know. No, 9/10 that's a pretty normal. That's like a Glen Helen raceway, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean the dirt. We don't know what the dirt's going to be like. I'm excited
The
because
dirt's going to crumble. It's going to get all moto, all beat up towards the end of the day.
yeah, we're probably going to be trying something like that,
Dude,
on
yeah.
our truck and
Lift that thing up, let the sway bars loose, and get going.
Exactly. So
Dude, and I wonder how it's going to be in the Pro Turbo UTV.
Yeah, I hope good. We're
Trying
trying
to bring
to
different tires?
Yeah, I think the same. Actually, the Maxxis tires we ran at Crandon, I think, is what we're going to try to bring. Before we'd run the Hoosiers in the gas series.
That's not going to work out there.
I don't think that'll work too well. I think it's going to be really loose.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Dude, it's going to be crazy, man. I'm so hyped on this year because there's so much stuff that's happening. Like, you don't get bored. And they got concerts and all kinds of rad stuff,
Yeah,
too.
Sublime, I believe, is out there, right?
Sublime's out there. I mean, it's a whole Well, I mean, it's like 17 days, or I'm not sure exactly, but it's a long time.
Yeah.
Dude,
King of the Motos next weekend, right?
And I want to thank you for bringing the tacos because you guys gave Doug some like really nice spicy salsa before the show. But the reason I wanted to bring that up is because we're going to be with Boxo Tools on the qualifying day before the UTV rock race, and we're going to have a hot sauce challenge in the booth. If you guys are interested. I was doing it.
I'll watch.
Yeah, I was doing it on purpose right before the UTV race to see who had the balls to be able to get through it.
Yeah, you should definitely go.
I'll be done racing by then. So
Oh,
maybe
perfect. Doug's in. Doug's
I'm already
number one
training
competitor.
today, so
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Should we have a fantasy league on who can complete the salsa challenge or the hot sauce challenge?
Oh man.
All right, Doug, you're invited, man. We already know that you can handle it. So we're going to talk about a lot of that same fun stuff that you guys do. Do you know what the desert course is going to be like at all?
I've heard extremely fast. That's what I've heard. That I think they're saying the UTVs even we're thinking above 50 mile per hour average.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. So I heard it's going to be
huge.
Yeah, a lot of just wide open, fast.
Dave is really trying to kill the cars, dude.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
And that's not even in the rocks. That's like out, a little bit of rocks, but out in the desert, dude, he's really trying to push the limits.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a pretty good preview show where it kind of shows the whole layout of the track, and he says that I've never raced any of it, but he says that nobody has raced most of the course for years.
Yeah, years. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm excited. If it's different terrain, that's an advantage for me because everybody else has been racing the other course for years. Where now.
Yeah, totally.
So now.
Well, I always feel like that. Like I always feel like I don't know how you guys feel, but like whenever the track gets rougher and everybody starts complaining, I'm like, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Like give me the gnarliest stuff that we can possibly have, and I feel like I'm gonna rise above.
Yeah, the rougher the better for me. I mean, my car works definitely better in the rough. So.
What car are you gonna bring to the desert?
The car we just got from Scanlon.
Oh, you got a car from Scanlon?
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
So
that'll be pretty cool. That's a new car for you?
New car for me, and may have something else in the works too. So.
Oh, look at this guy keeping secrets, Doug. All right, so yeah, it'll be pretty cool to be able to see all that stuff. I really think it's going to be a good event this year. I think there's a lot of hype, and I think that everybody just wants to get back to just having a good time racing. What do you guys usually do in the off time when you're not racing out there? Because it's a lot of time spent out there on the lake bed.
Try to stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not snowing.
Yeah.
I mean,
working on the pre-runners if they're if you have issues with them and just staying warm. Getting the race cars, kind of tinkering with them or whatever.
Yeah, getting them dialed in.
Yeah, the pre-running's nice. Being able to have the ability to do that.
The pre-running is going to be pretty crucial, man.
Yeah.
Has there been a lot of guys that are out there already putting in the miles and the work?
They don't open pre-running for the desert race until Thursday at like noon.
Yeah, the second, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think they do that because a lot of it's on military land.
Yeah.
So you can't actually go out there and kind of pre-run the course. I think you'd get in trouble, and it kind of makes it more fair, so people aren't just spending tons of money, spending weeks out there getting course.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a big, a day and a half, a very concentrated pre-running. That's for sure.
Yeah, getting a massive advantage over there.
Yeah.
So we have our first guest of the night, CJ Greaves, on. What's up, CJ? How are you, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Dude, we're just talking KOH, man, and you're already used to the cold, so you've got an advantage right there. They always say, like, Eli Tomac, since he, trains in the high elevation. Well, you train in the cold, so you already got an advantage against all of us SoCal boys.
I'm pretty jealous when they're sitting there in shorts. I just walked in and tuned in. I'm like, man, sitting in shorts.
It's pretty chilly
It was
here.
like 18 degrees today.
Dude, our guy Kyle's got flip-flops on right here.
And board shorts.
I know.
Oh, man.
We were at a high of, I think, 18 today. Still solid.
Scorcher.
Dude, no way. I wouldn't be able to deal with that, man. That's crazy. Hey, so I had a couple questions that I wanted to know, and some of it's behind the scenes and some of it's about the rocks, but you've been racing short course for a really long time. You've tried different types of racing. I even seen you racing on the ice with spikes in your tires, but how does it all differ? Because I feel like it's a completely different game when you get out in the rocks. Like, it's just gnarly.
Yeah, it's a whole new learning experience, I think, more than anything. And what people don't, I don't think, understand about it is a lot of the times you're using the rocks for your advantage. You're using other rocks to gain clearance to get over other rocks. And I'm sure Doug learned a ton last year riding along with RJ. The rocks that you think you're supposed to be going around, a lot of the times are the ones that you're supposed to be using to get you up the shelf or over a certain rock, or using a big rock to get the car to pivot correctly, or even just knowing which rocks are big enough that when you're trying to get around a corner, you can hook a tire on it and just let it pull the car around. I think that's some of the most exciting part of it, and just learning to try it all, and the amount of grip that's there is crazy.
Dude, that's wild to think. Like, how does that feel when you're like literally using the skid plate to pivot the car over a rock? Like, that's, and you use the tires to give you traction to turn the car, or what?
Yeah, actually, one of the craziest sections to me, I forget the name of it. I was a terrible co-pilot. RJ's like, we got to go pre-run this section. And I'm like, what? Which one's that? But anyways, one of the CJ will probably know, but almost everybody had to do it. You actually came to this rock, and you had to like put your door against it and drive around it to like set yourself down free. Like, if you did it any other way, you're gonna crash. Like, you had to basically commit to destroying your passenger side door.
Really?
Yeah.
So, CJ, did you ever see any of that stuff? Because, like, dude, I don't even know what I would do. Like, most people, let's say like a UTV enthusiast would see that rock and be like, yeah, I'm turning around. We're out.
There's a lot of sections that are like that, really. Coming up Outer Limits, there's one spot that you got to use like the wall, and there's a huge rock, and you basically just drag the one side. And then I think one of my favorite parts at KOH, which unfortunately they're not using it this year, called Cougar Buttes, is like there's an entry and an exit, and there's like some cones set up, and you just got to figure out your way through. And last year they had us go like straight up. You went down into the bottom of a wash, and you just had to go straight up this rock. And when you're pre-running or coming up to it, you're like, there's no way we're going to drive up that. We're going to flip right over. And you literally just drove up to it, and it was like you're on train tracks. It just pulled you right up, no problem.
Really?
Yeah, that section was gnarly. RJ accidentally flipped the four-wheel drive switch off, entering Cougar Buttes, and we were like having a hard time compared to pre-running. So we were in two-wheel drive, and we were having a hard time. And then we got to that section, and we were just having to hit everything faster because we didn't know what was wrong with the car. And so we had to hit that thing like at speed, and it like popped the nose up, and we like wheelied up, and it was so gnarly.
Dang, dude, did you get any video of that? That would be sick.
I think we have in-car facing us.
But. Dude, just like, did you feel like you were going to loop out?
Yeah, I was just like, we're like, what the hell? And then the four-wheel drive switch was so close to his steering wheel that he accidentally clipped it. So the whole time we're like making sure it's up and stuff.
Dude, hopefully he moved it this year. Dang, dude. CJ, how do you keep the car alive, dude? Because that sounds like it's pretty brutal doing all that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things of King of the Hammers is like, what's that like equalness? It's kind of turned into a sprint in the beginning of the race, and then it's like, get your car to the finish the second half. And in previous years, it's been more of like a more mellow pace, I would say. And then every year, it's turning more and more into a full-on like race sprint the whole entire time. So you kind of got to just know your car, ton of pre-running. And the cars are obviously getting so much better. I think obviously Doug's running a Pro R now too, and that thing it's just a beast. Like, it is such a beast of a car that you feel like you're unstoppable. It's like whatever's going to stop you is probably going to be pretty big and going to wad you up.
Yeah,
it's going to wad you up. Like, you get too much confidence.
That's a good point to bring up because, like, more power doesn't always equal better performance, but, like, that's it's beefier, the whole – what car are you bringing?
I'm running a Pro R this year, and then my dad is running my Turbo R.
Dude, the big dog's bringing the heat. So your dad's going to race with you, huh?
Nope, he's running a Turbo R in mod class, the same car that I ran last year.
Oh, yeah. What classes are they then?
There's stock again this year, and then Pro Mod, Pro Open, and then just UTV Unlimited. But the big discrepancy right now is this is the first year ever that the course isn't the same for all four classes. They're allowing Pro Stock to do every stock bypass, and Pro Mod and Pro Open and Unlimited have to go up all the trails.
Dang, I wonder if some of those stock cars are going to pass some of the mod cars then.
I don't know, but me and RJ did not get the easy way out last year. Why didn't they make up this rule last year?
Right. Yeah, they won stock last year, and I think you guys were in a Pro XP, weren't you?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
and
wild.
And now this is the first year that they changed it. And I know a bunch of Kyle and Hunter and all them that are going to be on here afterwards, they're all running stock this year. That's something that Can-Am wanted them to do, just trying to get into that stock market, I would guess. But and now the overall has changed. How do you race for an overall when only 3 of the classes are doing one course and one class is doing a different course, and they get to use bypasses? So it's going to be interesting.
Right. Dude, that will be wild. Are there any extra bonuses for the overall?
No.
Dude.
Just there's an overall trophy, and that's it. So I don't know how they're going to go about it. Maybe stock won't be eligible for the overall. I don't know.
Dude, that's going to be wild, though. I feel like a bunch of the guys in the stock class are just going to be gunning to pass as many unlimited truck or cars as possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's going to be fun. All right, so who do you have co-driving with you, CJ?
I have my mechanic, Devin. He works on my Pro 4. He's been my co-rider since I started at KOH. So
okay, so
if
he gets sick or anything, Doug just said that RJ kicked him out, so Doug's got an open ticket for it.
Doug's got some experience. You can get in there.
I don't know if I'd recommend myself, but I'm here.
You guys had some fun last year when you were in the car, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we had a blast for sure.
Dude, we'll have to talk with RJ a little bit about it and see what he says, what kind of stuff you can expand on your skill set and what you did good as well.
Exactly. That's what the whole time I was just like, dude, we weren't even supposed to be racing a week ago, so let's just have some fun in this thing.
So, CJ, what kind of this is one of the questions that I really, really wanted to get an answer. You guys are far away, but everybody has to put in amount of prep work to be able to get ready for the race. And to me, it's different because the only real UTV racing that I've done is a minimal short course stuff and obviously a little bit of desert racing too. But it's totally different, right? How do you guys even prepare for the event?
Really, I mean, knowing friends of friends, I think Doug was saying earlier too, Carson Warnemont and I grew up for quite a few years, and he's getting really good in a desert car, and just knowing a lot of people in the industry helps, and going there year after year. I think that's one of the biggest things with King of the Hammers is it's not necessarily about how much you practice. I mean, obviously, success starts on your prep in the shop, right? You always got to make sure that your stuff's ready to go. But other than that, like King of the Hammers, it changes every weekend. You can go there one day and pre-run, and that night some dudes in a Jeep can hook their big winch up and pull a rock right down in the middle of the trail. Now the trail can change completely. So just going there year after year is the only true way to learn like the ins and outs of King of the Hammers and Johnson Valley, and learning their lingo. Their lingo is 10 years deep of trying to figure out when they're saying go to this trail and go to that and do this, and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about or where I'm supposed to go or what I'm supposed to do. Doug's probably right there. They're like, yeah, go over here to Gorilla Rock and you'll find Chocolate Thunder that leads to Jack North with the bypass over here to Spooner. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I always got so confused with that too, because like last year we were just cruising around, like checking out the scenes. Like everybody's, yeah, meet us over here at whatever, and I'm like, okay, how do you get there? And they're just like, yeah, it's the same thing that CJ said. And I'm like, so there's not like a track like motocross? Like, yeah.
Are they watering this or what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting to see how they came up with those names.
I guess that brings a whole nother level of like, I don't know, a layer of complexity to the event, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone there is super willing to help you and fun and will more than happily point you in the right direction. Whether it's going to get you there or not is a different story, but they'll tell you if you go over this mountain to the bottom of that one, over here by this, that's where you'll find the entry, and this is what that trail's called.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point to bring up, though, that CJ talks about is, like, really everybody is there to help you. I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, Sarah Price actually took some parts off of her Polaris Razor to help somebody else, I forgot, actually cross the finish line. I think Jesse Nelson and Tristan Twisselman did that. Like, have you ever experienced anything like that, CJ?
Luckily, we've been one or the other. We've either had a really good race and got to the line and where it was out of majority of that. I think a lot of that comes further back in the field in the rock sections. If you get caught up in mean, there's 100 and some UTVs. You get one guy that messes up and blocks the trail, it's 15, 20 deep in no time, and everyone's there to help each other get through. And yeah, there's days that your co-driver's out helping other guys get up the trail. We were at Jack last year, and there's some people stuck in front of us, and he's out there shoveling rocks for them just to help them get through so that we can get through. So it's all really fun. Honestly, KOH is one of the most fun races I think I do all year. I look forward to it every year. I love going out there, getting to do a little bit of that desert racing stuff, not being able to do that back here. And then going into the rocks is just super intriguing every year. You learn a little bit more and you get a little bit better at it. And you only get to do it once a year, so it just keeps you gnawing at the bit.
Are you guys going to be out there the whole time for the whole event, or when are you guys going to come out?
I leave on Saturday.
Oh, dang, wow. Dude, yeah. So he's got a little bit of a trek too. A couple of people chimed in, said that you should bring the Pro 4.
Yeah, bring
it. I wish I could. I got 7 UTVs coming already, so if there was room, we would definitely be bringing more stuff. But I'm excited to see gas out there. I think it'll be really interesting to see what they do for a course. And in the past, the dirt stayed fairly decent for the short course, for the Ultra 4 race, but it's never had, say, 20, 30 laps of short course on it. And I think it's going to turn into something gnarly. I think it's going to be super fun to watch. Probably be some really good battles. It's going to be like OG short course, I think. Rough, big, heavy cushion, nasty, like a driver's track. And I think it's going to produce some good racing.
Dude, are you stoked on that, Doug?
Oh yeah, fired up for sure. The roost is going to be insane. I think it, like he's saying, it's such a soft track and stuff. There's going to be ruts. It's not going to be just the bottom lines the fastest, because that's probably going to get worn out. Towards the end of the race, you got to do some outside lines and just stay out of the roost in general.
A combination of Lake Elsinore and Glen Helen combined, huh?
Yeah, it'll be like a moto track. I feel like, lots of train track ruts and just getting probably pretty wild.
Yeah, you're gonna probably really need to tighten up your neck brace on that one. Did they say that they built a good amount of jumps and stuff out there?
I talked to Lee a little bit, and they were getting going on it, and they have a good layout. He didn't talk too much about jumps. I'm hoping that they put something over some rocks, so you can either go slow over some logs or something, or you can just send it over some rocks.
Dude, CJ Doug getting all creative. He's like, dude, we should jump over the gator pit.
That would be super fun. I mean, it's King of the Hammers. Why not? Why not mix it up? I mean, the obviously a short course car isn't built to go hammer through the rocks, but if you're reasonable about it, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to add something like that. I mean, that's what everyone comes there to see, and mix it up. I mean, short course has had such of almost like you have to have this style of track with this dirt and this many jumps, and it's unfortunate that it's kind of went along the lines of that lately, where previous years, you go back to like Torque days where they were running at Redbud on motocross tracks, and you're going in between trees and it's sandy and rough and over the tunnel jumps there. And I think the tracks were a little more gnarly and almost more fun to drive. You're not saying that they're not fun now, but they're just, you almost know what to expect now almost everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to change that up. What do you think, Dougie?
I agree.
Dude, yeah, I agree
for sure. The tracks used to be like, they would deteriorate. You don't want a perfect track, because then there's one line always, right?
Exactly.
So you want the track to go away, and who's going to be able to read it and change their line to make them faster? I feel like that makes off-road racing what it is.
Well, yeah, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth right there. Dude, if they had Redbud again, I would definitely come out of retirement.
That was fun. That was a fun track.
Yeah, no questions asked. I would build a car in like a week. Oh, I'd have Doug build me a car in like a week. Dude, that would be so fun. Could you imagine racing? Could you imagine racing your guys' Pro 4s on a track like that?
Oh, yeah. I was racing Pro Light when we raced the last year that they did Redbud, and there was a big old step up, and it was so much fun in a Pro Light. I can't imagine a Pro 4.
Did you have the 4-cylinder? It wasn't like 8 cylinders just coming in right then?
It was a V8 then. Yeah, it was a Dodge.
Did you get to race that track, CJ?
I did. Dougie, did you get to run the one in the back, or did you run the one up front in the parking lot on the right when you were coming up?
I don't know. It was.
Wasn't it part of the moto track?
What?
Wasn't it part of the moto track?
Ours, like you came down. There was like it wasn't when they had the huge step up and there was that rained out race there and stuff. That was like the Traxxas days. I didn't race it then. It was like more toward later on. The last 2
Okay.
years they did it, or what, something like that.
Right. So he ran it. They built one in the parking lot, and it was gnarly too. It got super sandy. It had a sweet step up in the back. Like you felt like that hill was forever long, just chugging up it. And there was a little step up on the back. But the original OG track was on the part of the motocross track, and you use like the tunnel jump after they do the whole shot. And anyway, so
Yeah, I remember
either way,
watching that on TV. That one was gnarly for sure.
Dude,
They had a sand section, and
That would be
Yeah.
so cool to go through. Well, yeah, I guess, I mean, like, all of those are good ideas. I'm glad that you guys are bringing it up right now because that gives a lot of understanding of what possibilities are out there on the lake bed because you basically have a clean slate.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully they use it to their advantage and do something creative, do something different. I think one year at Chicago, they even gave us a Joker lap, and you got to stay on the oval for one lap. And I thought that was cool too. I think if there's a right way to do it and a good way to police it, that it's safe and you know who's doing it when, I think stuff like that is what would make short course a little bit better. I mean, the world, everything's changing, right? Everything's evolving. The cars are getting better. The tires, well, obviously we're all on DOTs now. Like there's a lot of different things that they could do to mix it up. And I feel like the series should evolve with it and get a little creative here and there. You don't have to do it at every single event, but if you're going to have one that's crazy and you want to do something new and fresh, keep it exciting. Throw a Joker lap in there. Do something that allows the drivers to kind of separate each other and have like a plan and a strategy to it of like, all right, I'm a little bit quicker than this guy. I can't get around him, but maybe if I Joker before him and I put a little time on him, then when he Jokers, I'll be able to get by, or something along those lines that would bring another element to it.
I love that. Natural Rallycross does that now too. So like, I think that like the evolution of it is like, I appreciate you dropping the knowledge too, CJ, because I really feel like all of these things can be used to grow in the future. So we only have 45 seconds left or something before we get the Miller brothers and Kyle Chaney on. But I want to ask you two questions. First of all, what's some of the most fun times you have not racing when you're out there at KOH?
The EFI Holly Shootout is really good to go watch. They go up things that you shouldn't go up that. And just go and hang out in the pits. Basically, if Shannon Campbell is going anywhere, follow him because it's probably going to be pretty entertaining.
Nice, dude. All right. Well, thanks for the pro tip. And then the final question I wanted to ask you was to throw a little bit of heat into the next conversation. How do you plan to beat all of the yellow guys out there?
Well, just put in the work, man. Our car's getting better and better. Last year, I felt like we had a pretty good car, but we got the car about 3 weeks before the race. And now I've had a full season with Polaris, and we've grown a lot. And between the race department and everyone involved, we've been able to make big strides. So hopefully we can get under their skin a little bit and get them ruffled. They've been just ironed out for the last couple of years. They've had great cars. They've been running the same car from the beginning, so they knew exactly what they had to do. And they were able to go out there and just fine-tune little things where a lot of us were building new cars and going out there and doing it for the first time year after year, trying to get to that point. So hopefully we got stuff ironed out a little bit more. Every year we're getting better. These Polaris Pro Rs are pretty incredible, and I just can't wait to get out there and get some time out on the lake bed and have fun with it.
Yeah, dude, I agree that the evolution is still growing. What tires are you using?
I'll be on Roxillas there.
Dude, big ones? Like, can you tell us how big they are or no?
35s. You can only run a 35 unless you're running unlimited, maybe. Or I think they were Maxxis made a 37 that they're testing for a while, and they were going to run them in 4400 on their cars. Dude. But I don't know that ever. They were lost in transit or having problems with them.
Dude, that's wild. Dude, can you guys think about how big UTVs with 37-inch tires?
Well, so imagine what was it 5-6 years ago, what everyone was running. I mean, it's like going to 32-inch tire was a big deal.
Yeah. Or what did the Rhino come with?
24s or 26s or something.
Yeah, now we're talking about 37s.
Yeah,
dude,
wild.
that is just so
what a class
crazy.
1 usually runs.
Bigger than our pro truck. Bigger than short course truck.
Yeah. What are you guys running on the short course trucks?
35s.
35?
Yep.
Dude, that is so wild, man. All right. Yeah, so I really appreciate you coming on, CJ, hanging out with us. I know it's late over there. Can't wait to see you out on the lake bed, homie.
Yeah, see you guys later. Good luck, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Both of
See
you
ya.
guys.
Later, dude.
Later.
Rad to see CJ putting in all the work to be able to like do all that stuff, man. It takes a lot of effort just to get out to the lake bed. Even if you live in Southern California, and he's doing it from halfway across the country.
Yeah, and then with all the weather they have out there right now, too.
Yeah,
it's wild.
they work hard.
Yeah.
Those two, him and his dad. All year they're working on race car stuff. So
Yeah, totally. Well, it's not like you guys don't work hard either, but yeah, it's cool to see, right? Like you can respect that workload and that work ethic because you can see when the results do pay off how meaningful it is because you want to be up there as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to talk with Hunter Miller, Kyle Chaney, and Cody Miller in just a little bit here. So you guys are more than welcome to jump on, just join the chat and hang out with us a little bit, and we'll get you guys on here hanging out. Let's see. All right, we got Cody, and hopefully Kyle and Hunter will join in just a little bit here. What's up, boys? How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. So, where are you guys at? The shop, getting ready?
Yeah. Still sitting down here grinding.
Dude, yeah, you guys got all kinds of stuff. Hey, so CJ Greaves gave us a little bit of understanding of what you guys are going to do and what class you guys are going to race this year. Give us a little bit of a understanding of what cars you're building, who you're taking out there, the whole program. Oh, their Wi-Fi sucks, dude. All right, Hunter, we can't hear you. All right, we got Kyle Chaney on. What's up, Kyle Chaney? Winner, chicken dinner. What's up, man? How are you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. The Miller brothers are already slacking on their Wi-Fi, dude.
Yeah, Hunter's bald, I think.
Oh, you think that's affecting the Wi-Fi?
It is, yeah. His head's dome affects the Wi-Fi.
All right, so the trash talk is already starting with the Can-Am boys before you get out on the lake bed. How's prep been going, dude?
Oh, I've just been after a deer. Like, is KOH coming? Is that soon?
Hey, so Val from Energy Coil said that you're a really, really good hunter, man. He said, don't even talk about KOH with Kyle. Just talk about hunting.
I wish I could say how good I was, but I don't really want to talk about my last week. I've been filming my hunts, and I had my target buck finally show up that I've been after for 4 months. And I went to shoot over my camera arm, and my bow hit my camera arm when I shot, and my bow exploded into pieces. And the deer came back, and I had to watch him for like 30 minutes, 20 yards from me. And I had nothing to shoot him with. I thought about throwing an arrow at him at one point. I'm like, I didn't know what to do.
Do the middle. About it.
Oh, it's horrible.
Dude, that does suck. Hey, Hunter, can you guys go closer to like the Wi-Fi router or anything, or get off Wi-Fi maybe?
Yeah.
Dude,
But I've been going all day.
Yeah, maybe it's your phone because are we on Cody's phone? Because your phone sucked last time, Hunter. But
Yeah,
right.
it's my phone, but we'll try this Wi-Fi router.
We can hear you good now.
It's because
You can hear me good now?
Yeah, I guess maybe you were covering it with your phone, with your hand or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. This is for
all right.
Nando.
So, Kyle, you came home victorious last year, man. What's the plan for this year?
I actually been back out there. I've left my some pre-runners out there, and I actually was out there one time. Doug was out there, but I've been out there about 4 times testing and just trying to get everything ready for this year. Because last year I spent all my time like testing when I was out there, and I should have been pre-running. So now I should have all my testing done, and now I can pre-run.
Dude, that sounds like a lot of time on the lake bed. You guys been out there a lot too, right? Did you guys bring your pets as well, Cody and Hunter?
Oh, we've been out there so many times this year already that we've already tested. We've already pre-ran. Once we get there, we're just going to party pretty much the entire time.
Well, shoot, I'm already partying now.
There we go. Get the Twisted Teas on board.
Yep, I like the lights. I'm into the light ones now. They're really good.
I didn't even know they made those.
Dude, they're so good. They're badass. The light ones are way better than the regular ones. So only like 6 grams of sugar, and you can just pound a case.
Dude, I love the training that you guys are doing, man. You guys are really, really like going next level with
12-ounce curls.
Yeah, 12-ounce girls. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You guys are really getting next level with your guys' KOH training.
Honestly, it's easier here, and we're just excited to be ready this time.
I think
the Millers have had their cars done for like 6 months. my cars aren't even put together yet. Like, look at these things. Like Millers have had their cars done for literally like half the year. Like, we'll still be putting mine together like the morning of the race.
Everything is still haphazard. I barely got the graphics on them.
Oh,
I mean,
it's rough down there in Texas. Yeah, you guys get all the parts that I'm supposed to get, and they send it to me like, oh, no, your parts got lost in shipping, when really they got sent to the Millers.
Yeah, I still got my tire stickers to put on.
Oh, man, I cannot wait to see you guys on the lake bed, because that atmosphere in the pits is going to be pretty amazing. I can guarantee you that. What do you guys usually cook out there?
Whatever Ben's making. We got this one guy, he does all the cooking. Usually it's nothing but a bunch of bitching from everybody that eats, even though it's delicious.
Yeah,
No,
Ben,
he cooks cash.
yeah, dude. Ben is a good cook, though.
Yeah, no, we eat pretty well out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we eat better when we're out there than we do it.
You're too busy just putting graphics on cars, apparently, is what Kyle thinks, right?
Pretty much.
Kyle has people for hence. Kyle said he's been out hunting last week, but is also
I have.
Part's not done.
Dude, this weekend I sat all day, 6 in the morning to 6 at night. Froze. Freaking froze. The snow, like my feet sweated on the way in, and like once it got cold, my feet started to freeze. I couldn't move my feet by like noon.
Oh my God.
It was horrible. I mean, it's like 20 degrees here.
You're going to be like that Adam Sandler movie when you have a black foot.
Yeah,
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds. Yeah.
Mr. Deeds.
Here at KOH when we ran, and Kyle decided to bonsai his car down the hill with nobody in it, try and save it and get run over by his own vehicle.
Oh,
That's fun. That's what's
I watched that.
Dude, let's talk about that, because I remember that. That was wild. What the hell happened?
Dude, I don't remember. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
How many twisted teas were involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some twisted teas involved. Well, Hunter, I was beating Hunter, and then I decided to let him around, and then he decided he was going to dust me out, and like instead of being nice and like let me go by him after the lake bed, he dusted me out, and I hit a rock and I flipped.
Okay.
And,
What's funny about that is me and Chad thought we had a 45-minute lead at this point, and we're just cruising across whatever that lake bed in the back is. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, we're just drinking and eating, talking, BSing the whole time, and we're like, oh man, this is easy. And then we get to the base of the mountain, and it makes like a 180, and we look back and we're like, oh shit, Kyle is right there. So I blast up this hill and across this ridge as hard as I could, trying to make as much dust as possible. And we get to the end of it, and it's like, there's no way Kyle followed us through there. And I think Aftershock was the next trail we came to, like 2 minutes later. And we just pull a bozo move and wedge ourselves between two rocks. And I am straight Austin Powers for like literally 5 minutes trying to get out of there. But Kyle never came. We get over to pit 2 and get gas, and still no Kyle. I said, hey, before I get out of radio shot, let me know if Kyle comes. And he never did. So I didn't hear what happened until the very end.
nice friend you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you you broke your hand, but you still finished, right? Didn't you?
I broke my foot, my right foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Like,
Yeah, and I still have like barely any feeling in it.
oh, so
this
it doesn't
day.
matter if your feet get cold then.
No, it really doesn't. It's just just annoying.
Dude, and now I can only imagine the pranks that are going to happen inside the pits in your guys' Can-Am pit. Like, since Kyle is going to be Mr. Deeds now, everybody's going to come up behind him and be all sneaky, sneaky.
Oh, you can't sneak up on me.
Oh, I forgot.
I always watch my 6.
But- Somebody's going to come on the table, light his shoes on fire.
When he passes out from drinking too many Twisted Teas at the campfire.
So that's every night. So
So,
I can't wait to see you guys out there, man. What do you guys usually do, like leading up to the race? Because I've seen a little bit of the prep and the things that you guys do out there. But like, what's the seriousness? Like, if I'm going to go out to KOH, what advice are you giving me? Are you giving me like what CJ said to just get as many miles in as you can, figure out where you're at, get a lay of the land? Like, what is it?
Yeah, definitely. If you've never been out there before, that's the most important thing, is to just figure out where you're going. This is going to be our 4th year, and I really still don't know where we're going. But getting comfortable in the rocks and learning the limits of your cars. You know, everybody, when they first go out there, they're pre-running just super slow. And I think that's one thing we did differently was the very first time we went out there, we were blasting through the rocks pretty much as hard as we could to try to figure out how much the cars would take. But, you know, just really figuring out the limits of the car is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's wild to think that. And like, you guys have pushed the limits in the cars pretty far. Like, Kyle, what class are you racing?
The desert, whatever the UTV class is in the desert, and then stock and 4900, the pro stock class, not the sportsman bypass class.
Yeah. So I heard about that. So
that's the stock class.
That's actually what I want to bring up, because I didn't know about that either. So now, like, obviously they're diversifying the Can-Am guys out there on course, but you guys are also racing the 4400 class too, right, Hunter?
Yeah, we are. So we built separate cars this year for both classes. So we're not doing the desert race. That's a little too much in one weekend, but we basically built our pro stock cars, which are 100% stock chassis. We didn't cut a single thing out of them. All we did was weld in some gusset, of course, build a safety. That's all welded. Man, they're very, very stock. So this is what we'll race in the UTV race. And then for the 4400 race, we built a little more purpose-built race cars for these. Bigger tires, obviously. We put bump stops on them. Move the fuel cell and stuff, move some things around, and just they're a lot more of a race car than what we're doing in the stock class.
What tires are on those? We're going to call them unlimited cars or 4400 cars. What tires are you running on those bad boys?
They're Maxxis Rockzillas.
Oh, dude, are they those 37s or whatever?
No, I've got the 37s here. We tested them, but the problem was coming up with wheel. We just weren't going to have any ready in time. We ended up making our own and went out there and tacoed those things pretty quick. We built them a little light, and it was just too close to call to make sure we had everything we needed to run them. So we figured we're just going to stick with what we know and use 35s again this year. I mean, I've worked really well. It's still a big tire.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, I'd like to welcome Todd Zaccone to the show too. Evolution Power Sports, big power guy. It's probably good to see some of these Can-Am guys on the show with us, huh, Todd?
That's right. How's it going?
What's up, Todd?
How's it going, guys? Good.
So what's the plan?
Where you guys at? You guys in Texas?
What's that?
Are you guys still in Texas?
Wi-Fi sucks.
What'd you say, George?
What's the plan for you guys? Are you guys heading out to the lake bed too?
Yes, we are. Hopefully, we got a car that's going together right now.
Yours looks about like mine.
You know me, Kyle.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have a competition ahead of the race, like who can build their car the slowest, because you guys are all slacking so hard right now.
Dude, we started my car in February. Get out of here.
My car looks pretty similar, to be honest. Too.
Does it really?
My race is before there, so.
Oh, crap, dude. So how are you doing with yours, Kyle?
I think both mine are done.
Oh, look at here. We got a winner.
Yeah.
Overachiever.
I was supposed to race Parker, so.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Gotcha. So what's the plan for you guys, Todd?
Well, getting this car together so we can race UTV Super Stock.
Oh.
So we'll be racing with you guys this year.
Bringing the heat. And as Kyle called it, what do you call it, bypass class?
Oh, no, he's talking about the desert race.
Desert race.
Yeah, so it'll be a little different. Yeah, that's not the same race that the Miller brothers are going to be in. That's going to be a cool race to see, though. That desert track, we were just talking about it with Doug over here, and he said that desert course looks like it's going to be pretty bitchin', Zod.
Yeah, I've never raced it. I've been there with Kyle a bunch of times. I pre-run it, but never raced it.
That's going to be pretty fun, man.
So I'm excited.
Are you looking forward to it? Because we were just talking about the first timers out of KOH. It sounds like everybody's got a little bit of nerves.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll always have nerves right in the beginning, but no, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a dream of mine. I wanted to do it with Jacob, but unfortunately he got into a little bit of an accident, so he can't co-drive with me. But I've got another buddy of mine who's going to passenger seat, so we'll be ready.
Heck yeah, man. That's going to be rad. And then, so what kind of power are you allowed to do in the stock class, Hunter?
I don't know that rule, to be honest with you.
They have to be stock injector, stock ECU, stock turbo. So, I mean, probably, this is an RR. I'll probably make 210, 215.
That's still pretty good, though, man. Do you have to have a lot of horsepower to get over those rocks and stuff, Kyle, or can you do it pretty smooth with a mild car?
The Can-Am only needs about half the power as a Polaris, to compete.
This guy. Oh, sounds like Hunter's probably, and Cody, you can probably agree with that one, huh?
I don't know if the Polaris can make enough power to get up the rocks, to be honest. But
oh, we need CJ to come back on so he can defend himself.
CJ proved it. They don't have enough power.
Actually, I think Doug, at the beginning of the show, proved us all wrong because him and RJ were in two-wheel drive because they turned it off by themselves and didn't have four-wheel drive unknowingly and made it up some of those gnarly sections.
Yeah, come on, guys. We're sitting on 32s and two-wheel drive, and we're keeping up with you guys.
Spinning's winning.
There we go.
Not spinning, you're not winning.
We went pre-running. Kyle and I was Kyle's co-driver. We were going up this new trail called Thor's Hammer. And Kyle had three-wheel drive because he had broken a front axle. And I swear on anything, we didn't make it more than 6 inches without a whip.
Thor's Hammer is no joke. Like, that trail is no joke. Like, I kind of want to go to Sportsman to take the bypass. The whole bypass thing was Hunter's deal. He's the one that called Dave and wanted the bypasses for us.
Yeah.
And I had to call him and tell him, we're pros. We probably shouldn't be taking bypasses and all, even though Hunter wanted to. But Thor's Hammer's no joke.
Yeah, and again, everybody knows that's BS because Kyle said he was sitting in a tree, and he doesn't answer his phone when he's in a tree.
I definitely don't. Well, actually, it's my grandma. My grandma calls. She's the only one that I answered.
Yeah.
That is so awesome, man. I cannot wait to see you guys out there. Todd, it's going to be good to see you as well out there, buddy. We're going to have RJ Anderson come on here in just a little bit, so we'll let you guys get back to drinking your Twisted Teas and getting all prepped up for the races, man. Good to see you guys, and we'll see you out there.
Hi, guys. You too.
Yeah.
Good day.
Later, guys. Man, that's so fun, dude. Those guys have such a good time with everything that they do, right?
Yeah, they're pretty funny. They've Chaney races the short course season too, so we got to hang out a couple times out there and stuff. Him and his team seem to have a good time and keep it fun,
Yeah, totally. So when you guys hear those conversations, we've been laughing, my chest already hurts because we've been laughing so much. Can you guys wait to get out and hang out with everybody?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I've been looking forward to this one for a while, especially with Parker being canceled. I'm antsy to get back in the seat. But yeah, I know you are too.
Yeah. No, it's always fun there, and there's the pit, everything that goes on in the pits, hanging out, going over and visiting your friends that they got campfires going, and King of Hammers is kind of like a fun desert trip with your family and your friends. Really, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the cool part about it. You're not stuck in some pavement or stuck inside of a fence somewhere or something like that. You can take your cars out there, go have fun. I'm actually going to have my dad pre-run with me in his personal car and and some of our friends that have UTVs that we go out to the desert with. We're going to pre-run all together and just have a good time.
Dude, you guys are going to have a good time. Speaking of having a good time, you and our next guest on the show, I can hear him in the background. We have a couple technical difficulties we're going to try to fix, but RJ Anderson, welcome to the show.
What up, guys? You guys got my co-dog on the show, my trusty co-dog.
Yeah, so now he's sitting to Kyle's left, and that's like the driver's seat. Does it feel weird to see him way over here on that side?
Yeah, see, the way I'm looking at the screen, he's on my right, so it feels familiar.
Perfect. Hey, so Doug let us know earlier that last year was the first time he made it out to the rocks. You've been out there a couple times. How was it having him out there and breaking him in?
I'll tell you what, last year we were in way over our head. I'm surprised he signed up to do that with me. It ended up turning out way better than I expected, but I went out there a couple times this year, and I was just talking to Doug the other day, and I'm like, I have no idea how we made it through that race because we were very underprepared, and we just Doug actually did a great job just keeping me driving because it's frustrating sometimes with the rocks. Car doesn't always do what you want it to do, so we just kind of kept chugging along all day and ended up all right.
Does that have anything to do with you hitting the four-wheel drive button with your finger and turning it into two-wheel drive?
Well, it wasn't even my finger. I don't know what was going on. Maybe my hands were all over the wheel, so it's possible that it was my finger. But yeah, it kept. I went through like the first half of the race, not even realizing I was in two-wheel drive, and we were getting. Yeah. Anyways, luckily I had Doug there. He got me some duct tape. We got that thing taped up and continued on to four-wheel drive.
We've reached
According to the main rock trails.
Yeah, we were in. I think Cougar Buttes is when we realized that it was in two-wheel drive, and I was telling CJ earlier, RJ, I was saying that. We started hitting everything with speed because we didn't even know what was wrong with the car. We were just like, why are we having such a hard time with this trail? So we hit that straight up thing in Cougar Buttes and did a wheelie up the face, and we're like, what the hell is going on right now? But
it's so funny though, because like that's a normal racer instinct though, is you're like, all right, the car's not doing what it used to be doing. I just got to keep pushing forward, right? But like, and so like when we're talking about this, thinking like with my enthusiast brain on or whatever, be like, why didn't you just put it in four-wheel drive, you idiots? Like, but the truth of the matter is, I probably wouldn't have done any different than you guys. Have been like, dang it, dude, the front wheels aren't working. I just got to go.
Yeah, no, it didn't take us too long to figure it out. We got through that section and we've realized it. And so then I took some tape that was holding a spare belt on or something like that, and we taped it up and made it work for the rest of the time.
And just got going again. It was pretty nice to have such a knowledgeable co-dog, huh, RJ?
Yeah, it was. No, I vividly remember where he got the tape. We had 2 water bottles duct taped to our center console. And I wish the GoPro died, but I wish we had it because when he undid the water bottles, he was like, "You want some water?" And I was driving down the speed section, and Doug had his hand in my helmet feeding me water. It's pretty funny if we had the footage of it. But yeah, it was super helpful for sure. It was, like I said, it was an eventful race. It was only a few hours, but it was eventful.
I remember hearing, like, I think it was maybe you, RJ, or Doug. I don't know. Somebody posted something on social media that you guys got out in the race, and you guys had so much time in the car that you just started talking about like burritos or something, didn't you?
Yeah. We had burritos earlier that day, or I had 2 or something like that. The car was feeling a little slower, and RJ's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, I had 2 burritos. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
The stuff that comes in, like the conversations that come up in the cars are so funny, man. RJ, I remember a story. I was racing a local AZOP race in Arizona, and I had my crew chief in the car, and he's a big guy, and we went over, and we, just in this berm, we kind of high-sided and tipped it over, and I was like, oh, dang, we're going to have to get out. He just wiggles around, and we pop back up on the wheels, and we just take off again. It was so funny, man. Like, little stuff like that happens, you never forget.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a race I won't forget, and I don't know why I signed up to do it again. Should have just called that one, but here we are.
So what class are you going to race?
I'm running a Pro R, so I think the only class we're able to race is open, the open class. So I'll be in open class.
So did you build a specific Pro R for this event?
Yes and no. I mean, we did some things with hammers in mind, but the thing that's tough about this race is it's once a year, so to build a car 100% purposely for hammers is a big task. So I would say there's a lot of things on it that are tailored to suit this race, but it's not 100% purpose built for hammers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, like, that's a lot of dedication to put into just one car, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like by far the most expensive car we build just for everything that goes into it, like a winch that you use once a year, just tons of little things, we're used to obviously doing more short course type stuff, but it's done some more desert stuff these past 2 years. It's expensive, just every little thing that you got to do and for the rules and to make it strong enough, the bottom of the car, you're just hammering rocks all day.
Yeah, totally. We were talking about the skid plates earlier. Just so everybody knows, we're going to have Dave Mason Jr. on in about 20 minutes or 10 minutes or so here. So that's going to be fun to talk about that. He's got one of his cars back here, the Class 1 car. Have you seen this thing, RJ?
Hopefully, if he's racing it, I'll hopefully see it in my rearview mirror. I'm racing a Class 1 car out there as well with my buddy.
Are you?
Adam Lund. Yeah, dude. Big buggy guy.
Dude, big buggy guy, huh?
Yeah. No, I raced with Adam last year at Hammers in the one car. I raced them every once in a while. So he had a 60-100 for a little bit and then got a Class 1 car. So he'll be out there at Hammers. He's actually... This year, my co-dog, I think Doug said is a one and done for him in the rocks. So he grew up as a rock crawler, so he'll be riding with me this year at Hammers.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty fun, man. Like, I think it's cool to see that that you can race so many different things. Like, I mean, you still have your short course vehicles too. I mean, if you wanted to, you could get out there and battle with Doug on the short course track too.
Yeah, yep. I wish we got to run those things more, but Ronnie will be out there actually banging doors with Doug, my brother. So he'll be out there. Yeah, Hammers is a packed week. It's cool how many classes they've added. It makes for pure chaos, but it is really cool how many classes they have.
Yeah, it's cool because they have a variety, right? And there's all kinds of different, like the Triple Crown, like all kinds of different fun stuff. What are you most looking forward to? Like, how about like maybe some stuff that's going to happen in the pits or hanging out with your homies?
I'm most looking forward to heading home Friday after it's all over. It's just been how it goes, building a new vehicle and a lot of work. It's a lot of time working on pre-runners. So this event is one race, but it's gotten probably the most time put into it. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to. I always enjoy going to Chocolate Thunder at night and watching the chaos that ensues there. So that's definitely on the list of things to do. It'll be cool watching these guys race short course at night as well. So hopefully the weather cooperates and it's not too cold because when you're out there all day in the wind and the cold, it takes out of you wanting to go do stuff at night as well. But that's what's so rad about Hammers is everyone's camped there and absolutely tearing up their equipment for everyone else's enjoyment.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be so cool to see everybody out there. But like, I don't know, man. I always wonder like how people keep warm out there. I wonder how people get over the rocks out there. Like, what have you learned over the past like few years to make it so that your race goes better? Because, dude, like even last year, you were kind of just shooting from the hip, weren't you?
Yeah, you mean as far as like staying warm in the race car?
I just mean like everything, like because like for me, I don't want to be cold in the pits, and then I don't want to be like freezing when I get in the race car because I'll be in a bad mood. Like, and then like how do you get over the rocks? Like just everything. Like if I'm going out there for the first time, what kind of tips are you going to give me?
Well, the more redneck you are, the better. They seem to be just unstoppable out there. So that if you're pretty redneck, you're probably going to be just fine. But yeah, when you get into the rock canyons, honestly, it's not as bad because the elements don't get to you. Like the wind's not blowing in. You're kind of protected in the canyon, and you're just all over the wheel, not going anywhere. So when you get to the open desert, that's when it gets cold because the wind's blowing in against you. So yeah, windshield actually helps there. I never used windshields, but there going to the open desert, you want a windshield there.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Did you guys have a windshield last year?
No.
No windshield?
No windshield. We were freezing, but right before the race, you're freezing. And once for me at least, like my adrenaline gets going. First rock trail we hit. I mean, it's like you don't think about being cold anymore. You're just trying to find the right line and trying to do my best job to point RJ in some sort of a right direction. But like once things get moving, you're not too bad. I would say pre-running is the worst, pre-running and just being in the pits working on the car. It's freezing out there. So bring your warm clothes for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Just make sure that you're prepared as much as you can possibly be, right?
Yeah, smudge pots are the move.
Yeah,
out there.
I'm actually surprised you didn't build a one of those general 4-seaters with enclosed cab and the heater. That's the only change I would have made this year, RJ.
Yeah. That would be the move, dude. We would have just parked in Turkey Claw and watched everyone else if we were smart.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been so crucial.
Yep.
Oh, man. So are you going to have a windshield and, like, get it all dialed in then?
No, we didn't do that.
I love it, dude. We don't run a loose
I'm
program.
just telling everyone else to do that. I'm not doing it, but I'm telling everyone else that's what you should do.
Oh, RJ's got a whole different focus here. I see what he's trying to do. He's making sure that he can dust people out and they can't see in their windshield. Then he can just go flying past.
Smart move.
Dude, yeah. I'm feeling it, RJ. I like your style, buddy.
Yeah. I do, though. This year I upgraded. I got a Polaris Ranger with the cab and the heater and stuff for the night runs. So I'm dialed for Chocolate Thunder runs at night. Got the heater cranked up. There's music in there. That is the move out there.
Can you swing by and pick me up in my camp?
I got you, dude. I just have to wait for the heater to warm up, and I got you.
So it's going to be like an Uber. You're going to already have it all toasty inside for Doug?
Oh yeah. That is I think you're going to start seeing more and more of those because like it's got AC, it's got heat, so it doesn't matter the season. That thing's ready to rip.
What car do we have right here behind us, Kyle?
That's a Ranger, but now with all the interior goodies.
Oh, so basically open. Doug's too bougie. He's not letting you pick him up. He's just having RJ pick him up.
Yeah.
But that
Sorry,
sounds
Kyle,
nice.
I'm not riding with you.
Yeah. I need to put a cab on that one.
Get the kit.
Yeah.
They make a kit for that?
Oh yeah, it'll go. That's why like all the tubing is kind of like shaped like that. It all like just clicks right in, seals it up.
Dude, there we go.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right, RJ. So you're going to bring out. It sounds like a whole bunch of equipment and a whole bunch of fun out there.
I'm taking everything I own and absolutely destroying it further. We're going to take a year to clean it on the lake bed. That stuff just gets everywhere. So yeah, everything I own's headed out there. Going to destroy it all and come home, hopefully happy, maybe a little bit sad.
Dude, I think it's going to be fun, man. And I also, like, on a serious note, though, I also think it's rad that they're having all these different classes and stuff because it brings so much more versatility. I mean, like, you guys are saying, there's like 800 or 900 entries already?
I heard like I think it was around 800 or something like that.
Can you believe that, RJ? 800 to 900 people?
That's insane. Like, what event ever has 900 people? Like, is there even an event?
The Olympics?
Yeah, I guess the Olympics, but that's crazy to like even compare that to the Olympics, you know?
Dude, it's so wild. Well, yeah, I'm not comparing it to the Olympics, and I have zero idea how many people go to there. But, like, yeah, it's just cool to see, man. Like, I love being able to see the sport grow like that. And the live coverage, I feel like, is going to be on point because Dave always does such a great job with all that stuff. Is there any, like, I don't know what you want to call it. Like, last year you were able to have Doug in his first time to get out there. Like, do you have any other people ask you, like, hey, RJ, will you give me some tips? Like, what should I do when I go out there?
Yeah, that's hard because the rocks are such a different animal. Like, one strength that I had with Doug being with me is he was like, for one, we had a mechanical on the trail and he was able to fix it right away and keep us moving because it could have ended our day right there if I had someone with me that wasn't mechanically inclined. So
that was the only thing I think that I actually helped out with, RJ. You can be honest.
Well, and you're making him hungry.
He couldn't read the GPS, but he knew how to hit an axle, so that was pretty important.
Hey, just use all the positives, man. We're living glass half full here.
Exactly. And then just keep moving, you know? That's what we were able to do all day is were we the fastest? Absolutely not. But we qualified decent and was able just to keep moving all day. And it's a gnarly race. Like, just if you think you're showing up there and going to just drive by all these guys because you know how to rock crawler, because you know how to go fast in the desert, it's a race that has a little bit of everything in it. So it's gnarly. And I think one thing that, like, makes me come back is just Dave Cole's the man, you know, as far as a promoter. He does what he can for the racers. He makes it bigger, great coverage, like you said. And then, like, last year giving us even more money than he said he was originally going to. Like, who does that? Who doesn't just say, I was going to give you a bunch of money, so why give you more? But
you guys came home with a fat check, didn't you?
Yeah, and then after the fact,
how much was it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't get any of it.
It was
you didn't get your cut.
It was like 18. It was like 18,000 something. Who knew that all the money was in stock class? And then he ended up. Not me. No. I thought we were like literally me and Doug at one point thought it was just like a participation trophy. Like, I didn't even know. Like,
and
when
then all of a sudden,
bam. Yeah, I had no idea whatsoever. And then, I think he ended up giving like $1,100 more than the check originally said. So he literally paid more than he originally said, which was a lot of money. I literally didn't even know I was getting any money. I thought I was getting like the baseball trophy for running stock class. And yeah, it turns out the stock class was worth more money than the rest of them.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah, and the reason he gave more money, like that extra $1,100, is I think just the people more tickets sold than they expected. So he like went out of his way and gave everybody more money, the racers more money that are putting the show on. And for a racer, that's like huge for us. You know, we never get that kind of respect. Definitely, Dave Cole's one of a kind.
Finally thinking about the racers.
Yeah, that's like unheard of, right? Because like most people are greedy, but that's so cool that he's giving back, and that's why the turnouts are so big this year, is because he's treated people like that, right? I always tell people, no matter what, like if you treat people nice, you will always end up on the winning end of things. So I'm glad that he's doing that. All right, RJ, we're gonna let you go because we're gonna bring Dave Mason on here. Your co-pilot's got to get back to work, dude, getting all his cars ready. So we'll see you out on the... Oh, actually, you know what? One more question. How is it out there when you were pre-running? Is it so gnarly right now, or is it like...
Dude, it's gnarly. I haven't done any... Like, Dave just released the course last week or something, and there's a lot of new trails, and I haven't done any of those. But we were just out there kind of running some stuff, and a lot of it's way gnarlier than last year. So I would say just about every trail is harder than it was last year. That's why I can't believe we made it through it. But... it's gnarly, and we'll see. Sometimes when the more traffic comes out there, it actually burns in better, so it gets a little bit better, but some of them get worse, too. The ones with the sand base get harder to do. So it's not playing this year. The course is pretty gnarly.
Dude, I think that's so cool, though, man, because everybody, I mean, putting in the work to get out there, dude. All right, well, we'll let you go, dude. I appreciate you coming on. We'll let you get back to work, get everything set up, and we'll see you out there, dude.
Yeah, later, boys. We'll see you out there.
All right, later. Man, that's so fun to talk with all these guys and see like what their plans are to get out there and kill it. Does it change the way that you guys think?
I don't know. I mean, the rock thing I think is a lot more strategic than.
Yeah, we're getting out easy.
Yeah, we're not going in the rocks.
You guys are bringing some serious equipment, though. All right, we're gonna kick you out, Doug. We're gonna bring Dave Mason up here. Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll see you out there, though, dude.
Yeah,
much appreciated. All right, we're going to bring Dave Mason up here on the show, and in about 10 minutes or so, we're going to have the Terra Crew guys taking over. Jen, if you wouldn't mind, around 6:30 when they start asking to come in, just let them in. All right, Dave Mason, dude. It's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for letting us have this awesome backdrop, dude. It's good to see you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me very much.
He says he's going to leave it here.
Oh, he's going to let you test drive it?
He says he's going to let me keep it.
Oh, right on. Yeah, what a nice guy.
Yeah, it's like, Kyle decided to support me and sponsor me for the King of the Hammers deal, but, he says he's taking my car, so it's like, who's really sponsoring who?
Exactly. Worked out.
That's the way it works, man. Sharing is caring. All right, so let's get a little bit of a backstory. So, Dave, you've done quite a bit of short course racing in your time, and I don't know if you own a UTV or not, but you got this bad boy, technically a Class 1 car. I don't know what they call it at KOH, but it's a pretty new venture for you?
Yeah, we've had the car for about a year and a half now. We kind of got our feet wet in the 2021 Baja 1000 with it. Like you said, I've raced quite a bit in short course, and my dad has been racing for a whole long time. Dave Mason Sr. Has a ton of experience and success in desert racing. So we got the car to run together, and it was really exciting to go do the Baja 1000 the long way in 21 with it. The car was new to us.
That was a gnarly race, too.
It was, yeah. It was like 1,200 miles. Like I said, the car was new to us, so we didn't really have all the bugs worked out yet. So we had a little bit of downtime. I got stuck in a giant hole in the middle of the night in a silt bed. But we kept it going. We had like no brakes at the end, but my dad brought in the car at the end of the second day before the sun went down, and it was a really cool moment, having the team there, everybody together and safe and everything, and then coming in at La Paz. So, it's always been a team family effort. My wife is always here at every race with the short course and stuff. And that's how we like to keep it, make it fun, and, be able to go try and chase that glory.
Yeah. I mean, it does make a big difference though, right? Like, having that support mechanism, because at any race, you really, really have to have that mechanism.
Yeah, no doubt. And Seth Walters here, he brought the car down and has it all prepped. It's kind of a rare thing that you actually have the car already a couple weeks before a big race like this. So it was nice we were able to bring it down. But he just kills it in the shop. So, so far, very, very reliable race cars he's built for us. And we just have a huge team that rallies around us. And it's again, like a family. We're like a bunch of brothers. And we go to races. We won the Nora 500 last year overall, which was a super cool, really big blessing for us. And everybody was just so stoked. It's like they work for us as the team, but we're really all brothers. We all respect each other and treat each other as equals. And it's makes it that much better when you can all celebrate that win.
Yeah, totally. But you also need them. Like, they're always there for you while you're on course, right? Like, there's a lot of people that you can just ask a question and just be like, hey, like, can you help out? I need a tire. I need some fuel. I need some food, whatever it is. I mean, like, Kyle, how much a team effort is.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're the same way, KDV Racing, Katie and Nico, take care of all my stuff, and they do a fantastic job. And you really can't just hire someone just to hire someone, as you know.
No, you have to have someone with passion who cares about the racing and knows what's up and really goes above and beyond because, like, again,
and
in
most
the Baja
people
races,
are volunteers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but again, they have to have that passion because in that Baja 1000, it took us 30 hours to finish.
Yeah.
And we got 5th place in that race, but everybody was going all the way down the peninsula nonstop, and it's like everybody has to watch out for each other and make sure you're safe and not like driving like without too much sleep. But everybody has to really work hard to chase you all the way down.
Yeah, and it makes it more fun like that too when you have all your close family and friends there and to be a part of it.
Yeah, especially if you do well, right? But that has a lot of effect on the sponsors that you get. It has a lot of effect on the people around you. You have a nice list of sponsors. Maxxis Tires, dude, kudos. Chris Meyer, everybody that helps out with Maxxis. But you also have a sponsor with eBay Motors. Tell us a little bit about that and how they're going to be activating out there at King of the Hammers.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, I'm super blessed to have so many great people behind me, and especially eBay. They're my primary sponsor. And they just do a lot for us. This is going into my 5th year being supported by eBay Motors, and they've really made a push to support the grassroots type racing. And, they kind of have a few different aspects. They do that. They had my semi and everything at SEMA to do an outreach to their vendors and everything. And then, like at King of the Hammers, they're going to have my semi there with the huge 70-foot canopy, like a short course
Dude,
pit.
that's awesome.
And then they're doing activation there. They're giving away stuff. They're giving away.
You know a guy that does canopies?
Yeah, exactly. That's in the business. So it's really cool. It's not like they just want to, come in and do a flash in the pan thing. They really want to make an impact in the sport, and it's like a community aspect for eBay because so many people put their own personally used parts on there, and you can buy things on there that you cannot get from just a regular website. It's like that one-off crazy part from a 1967 Chevy that was only made for 1 year, whatever. Like, you can find it there, but you might not find it on, Craigslist or some other commercial site. Like, eBay is the place that you can get stuff from around the entire world that, it's harder to find. So
usually
it's
in a few days too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool how Dave, I mean, if anyone follows him on Instagram, he's always everywhere. Like, riding his motorcycle. I don't think he spends any time at home.
You don't even sleep?
Because he's out the desert riding his motorcycle or pre-running or driving the Class 1 car or the short course car. He does like so many different territories where it's pretty cool because, eBay Motors.
Well, he's living the dirt life.
Yeah, he is.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. I'm addicted. My wife's the same way. She's here with us right now, and I definitely couldn't. None of this would happen without her. It's like same thing with my mom and my dad and everything. It's like really a family aspect. We're all in. We don't really do vacations to Europe. We do trips to Crandon, Wisconsin for the World Cup, and we're living it.
That's still bucket list for me. I still can't wait to get up there, and hopefully I'll be able to go this year. Is it pretty rad?
Yeah, it's amazing. Last year was my first year racing it. I'd been there.
Look at us getting all sidetracked. Yeah, with KOH.
Yeah, a dozen times. But last year was my first year racing it, and it was so much fun.
Dude, I can't wait. Well, maybe I'm just gonna I'll just sneak a ride. I'll just sleep in the back. You won't even notice I'm there.
Come on up.
Yeah, you're welcome to stay with us. Totally.
It sounds like it'd be a good time. All right, so let's get a little bit more into what you guys are going to be doing out at the King of the Hammers as far as racing and stuff goes. So you obviously have Vision Canopies on board. Obviously, we talked about some of your sponsors, but what are the goals out there?
So again, Class 1 car in the desert race. It's funny. This car has these giant Maxxis 40-inch tires on it. A lot of people think it's an Ultra 4 when they first see it because it's just so gnarly looking. Yeah, but we're doing the desert race, so staying away from the rock crawling stuff for now. I do want to try it at some point, but don't really know where to start there. And then I'm doing the Pro 2 and the short course race as well. So I did the Great American Short Course Series the first season in 2021.
Yep.
And I won the Pro 2 championship there. And then I went to the Midwest this past year. But we're going to do the gas race at King of the Hammers this time. It's pretty cool. They're putting up a pretty good purse and a very small entry fee and really trying to get us in front of a lot of people and make it a cool event.
Dude, so why weren't you already fighting Dougie for that seat, man? Just get out of here. Like, dude, we got competition, dude.
Yeah, we're buddies. You know,
it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I drive one of his trucks. They built my truck.
Right on.
And then we got it from him, and we've been tweaking on it and everything, and really happy with it. Now that Seth's worked his magic, but we'll be door to door. Like I said, we're buddies off the track, but when we get on the track, it'll.
What's the difference for you? Like when you get into those different driver seats, like. This thing, it doesn't drive anywhere near. I mean, it's not even the same type of car.
Yeah, totally. Or course. Short course is the same track every time. There's no crazy rocks or like unforeseens or anything. So you're driving on the edge, max speed, like fully pinned the whole time. Whereas this thing is more endurance with the Class 1. So it's very different. The way the schedule lays out, I'll be racing this thing in the afternoon on Sunday the 6th, and then I do Pro 2 practice that night. At 8 o'clock.
Later.
So that's kind of a total bucket list dream come true to race 2 different classes, 2 different series, 2 different everything in the same day. And again, I'm going to have to.
That's kind of crazy because I don't think very many people get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, because I'll be running in the morning, but at least I get a little bit of time off. You're going to hop out of this thing and hop straight in the Pro 2 within a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not trying to be the guy that curses anybody's racing, but like, what if something happens and you got to fix the car out on course and you got to come back and haul ass back?
I did that. I saw that at the Laughlin race. I was doing a Best in the Desert race a couple years ago, and James Dean broke his Class 1 car, and so I was in the race. I was passing him, and he was running back to the pits because he had to get in for the 6100 race in like 10 minutes.
How far was he away?
It was like 2 miles.
Oh, damn.
So he was literally running to the start to climb in the truck, and he was starting first overall in 6100. And, this course is a lot bigger than Laughlin, so hopefully I don't get stranded out there and miss practice or something.
That's going to be wild, though. Do you have one that's like your favorite or you're looking forward to more? Because honestly, dude, after seeing this thing and after seeing it here and it start up, this thing's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I got to say, our Class 1, we call her the Bad Mama Jamma. It's kind of an inside joke, but you can't beat driving this thing. I mean, I'm so dialed with it. I've got thousands of miles in it so far, and it's really the best.
I can just see the gears turning in Kyle's head. Do you let your sponsors drive it?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, he's trying to get me in.
I was like, dude, I'll get you in the car, maybe at Nora. We're doing
that. That may be a bad idea. Then I'll try to end up with one.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if my wife will let me ride in a Class 1 because then I'll want a Class 1.
Yeah,
and that's a lot more money.
Yeah, no doubt. Right. Yeah. That is pretty cool though that you guys have that same outlook because you're going to be racing. He's going to be racing. Are you going to help him out when you have time?
Yeah, whatever he needs. I mean, we're there as a team. Vision Canopies got a big team there, and we're all there to help everyone out and have a good time. And
yeah, I got to say, this is way cool how you're like bringing all these drivers together under Team Vision Canopy.
Yeah,
you're doing the Dirt Life show here. Thank you very much because
the amount of support that he has for off-road is insane.
Yeah, he's all in.
Yeah,
Well, but the cool part about it is since you're giving them, they give you back. Like, so if like you need any help out there at KOH and I'm around, dude, I'm down there turning wrenches too,
Yeah. Hopefully no one needs help. Hopefully we just go there and have perfect days. But it'll be but I don't know. It's all about the sport, It's this is a sport that I've loved my whole life, and
you want it to grow.
Yeah, just trying to grow and have fun with it. And I like having fun with fun people and friends and stuff like that. So having this mega group of great drivers and great people together, I think, is like the key.
That's what it's all about.
Yep, yeah, dude, it's what it's all about, 100%, right? And then we're gonna actually have some other great people on in just a little bit here with the Terra Crew guys. It's gonna be pretty rad. Let's get those guys on here. So we're gonna have James Holguin and Evan Walsh and Darren Parsons all gonna come on. I don't know if they're all gonna come on from the same account, but Terra Crew boys, what's up, Evan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. James and Darren should be coming in here shortly.
Okay, cool. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll get everybody on here.
There's Darren.
Darren, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, it's James.
Oh, James. What's up, man? How are you? Let me get everybody.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Do you like my hat, Evan?
Yeah, I do. It looks good.
Doesn't look like Darren's on just yet. All right, so I'm going to be working on a couple of these production things. We had a couple technical glitches come up. So, dude, thank you guys for taking over the Dirt Life show. I appreciate all your guys' support and everything that's going on. You guys are doing an amazing job with all of the stuff that you're doing with Terra Crew. So what's the plan for KOH, for Terra Crew?
That's a very good question. And I think a lot of people are waiting to hear. Evan has actually been our main producer for this event. He's been working really great with the KOH team. Hi, Darren.
Hi.
Hey.
What's it called? Yeah, Evan, I think you're the man to take it away. The quick history of it is they've been trying to work with us for some time over the last couple years to get us out there. And some of the ideas were pretty cool, but they were kind of basic to what we normally do, which is kind of like at some of the more like off-road shows is like, demo, jump, that kind of stuff. And we thought that's cool, but we felt like it would be kind of silly to make jumps just in the middle of the desert. Why not use the desert? So our good friend Ted started working with KOH and their team over there. Amazing guy. We worked with him on a few other projects with Onyx. He got swooped up by the KOH team, and we had a really great talk at the Off-Road Expo. And I'm like, look, dude, like the people want the desert. We want to bring back the glory days of the old 1450, 1400 racing, 1450 racing of the past. And Lucerne is just like the best place for that. We kind of pitched that idea, and, it was cool. They said, hey, you know what? We are going to prove you psychopaths. And we're like, oh crap, now we got to figure something out. So they approved the race. The first race is called the Terra Dash, and that is on Saturday. And Evan can kind of tell you guys about that one.
Dude, that sounds like it's super cool. Before you get into it, Evan, listening from the sidelines, I think it's fantastic because it opens up a whole new avenue for guys that may not be professional racers.
Yeah, man, 100%. So it's the Terra Crew Rush, and it's basically it's going to be the prologue lap for all of the big racing on the desert challenge race on Sunday. So it's 40 miles. It's one lap. And it's a $12,500 purse for class 1450 as well as class 1400. So it's a huge purse for such a low amount of miles, So our biggest thing is we want to invite as many people as we can to come out there and race your truck. The entry is low. It's $300 to enter. And you have to purchase your USA license.
Dude, I think that's so cool. Do you think that's going to be massive?
I think it's going to be.
We're hoping to get a really good turnout. The only issue is a lot of the guys that follow us that we feature aren't exactly racers like our homie Darren here. And so we all that good stuff.
Little connection right there.
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, Darren, so he was talking about you a little bit. He said that you weren't really a racer, but, you are a movie star.
No, I think what he was saying is, a lot of people that do follow us and race with, and that's us want to come out and hang out with us, have windshields in their trucks, and they're a little scared to go out and race them. They don't want to go out there. And, it's pretty daunting to want to go take on the Johnson Valley Desert. More or less have to, race a 40-mile race on a qualifying course after everyone else is qualified.
Yeah, it's going to be hammered. Yeah, it's going to be beat up.
Yeah, it's going to be hammered.
It's going to be hammered.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got one.
There it is.
Thank you.
But also it's going to be, to want to go out there, these guys are going out for $12,000. It's going to be... There's not going to be any waiting to pass or anything. You're going to be getting ran F over if you're not moving quickly. It's going to be some carnage. So it's exciting. We're grateful for the opportunity, without a doubt. But it's going to be.
Evan was talking about the rules and stuff. Like, if I had a truck, what do I have to have done to it?
Yeah.
You have to have a Terracrew sticker in the back window. You have to. No, it's best in the desert tech. So you got to go through a legit tech. So
yeah, basically, the basics. Kind of like we're referring a lot to the more racing stuff. Cody has done a great job with more, so we're kind of referring to a lot of the rules that they're doing too, and of course, Ultra 4 has their own way to be like making sure everybody's safe. So the basics that every other racer would be going through, fire extinguishers, helmets, race suits, window nets. We are, to my understanding, Evan might be able to help me, but we're able to have windshields in this.
Okay.
I think so. Is that something you might be able to answer, Evan?
There's never been a rule against windshields.
Right.
I raced windshield in for a couple of years.
What about heaters?
So,
Can you have a heater?
Heater AC. You want an AC out there?
Dude,
Yeah, pretty much.
A heater would be so nice. Sign me up.
Yeah.
No, with the windows in and the exhaust coming by the center of the cab, it's pretty warm in these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody just said you need a cage. Yeah, you do.
Absolutely did. Yes, you can have windshields. Fish Logistics said that. Again, guys, it's a 40-mile race on Saturday. We're super stoked. Just for those just tuning in, it's basically qualifying position for Sunday. Sunday is the 200-mile race with 100-mile laps. I think they're running with a bunch of the buggy guys and a lot of the other trucks. So there's also with that on Sunday, there's a $35,000 shared purse that anybody who obviously qualifies for.
Which class do they put you in on Sunday? Is it the T2 or T3?
T1.
T1?
No, T1. We're screwed. There's not a chance.
Dude, is that really? Is that? Are you being joking? Or are you serious?
No, but that's what they sent me in a message. So we are screwed for Sunday racing.
I will have to say we might have to double check on that. And as soon as we do, we can post.
Do. I've been waiting for that answer for freaking months now.
Should put them in front of the T1.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Step aside, boys. I think we're gonna be okay. I don't think it's that class.
Yes, just said yes, T1.
Oh, unlimited engines, T1. He said. Oh man.
All right. Well, we'll exit.
We're screwed,
dude. That's so gnarly. Dude, you're just going to have to mash the throttle as hard as you can and just hope for the best.
Yeah, there's no shot.
I mean, I think the big thing is definitely the Terra Rush, the 40-mile dash. This is kind of experimental. This year, I spoke to Dave about it, and we all thought it was a great idea for the 40 miles this time around. And just to try to get people out there and let them know that this is like 1400, 1450 friendly, and just try to get some of our crowd. Our crowd's already out there anyway, so might as well have them come watch something they're stoked on.
Well, dude, just the fact that you guys are having the $12,500 purse and that race, dude, that's amazing. Like, I think that is so cool to help grow the sport.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. There's two classes, so 1450 is 12,500. And 1,400 is 12,500.
Oh, wow.
So a $25,000 purse.
That's pretty
for
cool.
both. So if you guys have seen the registration numbers, chances are pretty good for a lot of people out there. There's a good shot for a lot of people. So, at the end of the day, 1450 guys were known for like starting, and not going very far, right, Darren? I mean, it just kind of happens sometimes.
Garage built.
These are garage built things. The difference between a lot of these guys is it's weekend warriors, 9 to 5 guys. Guys that are working all throughout the week. And these are budget builds, so it is scary for guys to wreck and to do those kinds of things. It's not kind of like a Baja Bug or like a purpose built race vehicle. Like, oh, I wadded my truck up. No big deal. We'll just flip it back over. It's like, no, dude, this is like for, at least I could speak to our friends in the crew. It's a big deal if you wreck. So guys are really pushing these hot rod like custom trucks to the max. You know what I mean?
That's so rad. It gets me hyped to go out there and do it, dude. Yeah. Like I would want to have a 1,400 so I can go out there and rip too. Well, $12,000 also makes it pretty appetizing as well.
Dude, $300, dude. You know,
dude, that's a pretty good return on your money if you can go out there and rip it. All right,
dude, right there, fish logistics, dude. So Austin Fish, for those of you guys that might not know, used to race this truck called the Peace. He runs Fish Logistics now, and I remember watching him and Dan Vance and all those guys from Total Chaos, ESB Fabrications, just absolutely rip the desert, and I was a huge fan of that. So those guys lived the glory days of 1450. So I'm hoping that Terra Crew can help push that again, you know, and bring some of that interest back into maybe some of these races and get some people stoked again. So,
dude, that's why I'm so hyped. And then, so what are you guys going to be doing? Like, who's going to be manning the wheel? Who's going to be sitting in passenger seats? Like, what's your guys' gigs?
I'm driving.
Evan, did you
Darren,
say that? Your audio cut out a little bit, bud.
Oh, my bad. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. I moved closer to my modem, so that should be better.
Right on. Have the phone a little closer to your face, and we'd like get a little bit better view of your beard as well. So,
let's see that mug.
Back, man, I shaved it off for a Ricky Bobby costume and for Halloween, so it's coming back in full force now. So,
well, it's perfect because KOH is cold, so you're dialed. Your face will be nice and warm. Hey, so what's the plan then? Who's in driver's seats? Who's in passenger seats?
So Darren's driving. James might be in the announcer booth.
It's a terrible idea.
I'll be with our media crew, catching as much of that 40 miles as we possibly can via the videos and the photos. So,
dude, that's going to be pretty fun. And so, how do you feel about the level of competition, Darren?
I honestly haven't even looked. I'm not really worried about it.
Oh, look at this guy just flexing.
There, you know what, man? I think it's pretty cool. There's from what we've seen, there's some guys that can definitely hang up there, and that are pretty quick. And again, you know, these are vehicles that are prepped by friends in a garage leading up to the race. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it any man's chance to get that purse. You know, and that's what's so cool. I think the whole vibe about Terra Crew is like we try to include everybody at all levels of their builds to be part of it, and I think this race really encompasses that. You know.
Yeah. Well, I've been too. You know, some guys have been. I've seen some comments. Some guys have been complaining about there's no specific leaf spring class, which work on that here. This. After all, is kind of a trial run with us, with racing. With Terra Crew, we've never done any sort of kind of race or been a huge part of a race before. So and I've been telling guys, too, you know, a lot can happen in that 40 miles, you know, especially if there's some of these guys that are just absolutely gunning it for that 12,000, that cash purse. You know, they could get a flat. I mean, one flat in 40 miles, it ruins you. You know, it takes you from first to 15th or whatever, you know. So I keep telling people, like, hey, don't be discouraged if you have a leaf sprung truck, or you might be a little underpowered or whatever, or, you know, you don't have that Darren Parsons race truck sitting in your garage, but you have a capable pre-runner that has most of the safety equipment you need.
But just the fact that you guys are trying to help grow the sport and get everybody out there, like, I think that's fantastic. I mean, like, anybody can bring whatever they want out there. But, like, I do think, though, too, like what you just said, is that 40 miles, you're just going to go balls to the wall. Like, there's nobody's going to let up.
Yeah, you have to. You know, like I said, I mean, one little hiccup, you know, flat tire take you out. So I just want people to not be discouraged by, you know, the big bad boys, 15, 1400 trucks that are going to be entering to, you know, and it's $300 and Darren can get a flat and you can fly past him and
well, there's a split also. Like, the big deal is there's a split at 1450 and 1400. So I'm going to be running with 39 and above trucks, and then the 37 and under trucks. Like, there's going to be a lot of 37 inch and under trucks out there that are a lot more obtainable builds that are a little bit more you know, relative to a grassroots race program. Not that I'm not, but anyway, it's just. There's going to be there's two different levels of racing that are there to be taken advantage of, for sure. And I think that these guys that are maybe whining and crying about not having a spring class or whatever, I understand their concerns, but as Evan pointed out, 40-mile race, there's a lot of room for mistakes to be made and for to capitalize on, just an opportunity, honestly, to get out there and be a part of King of Hammers for a $300 entry. It's a no-brainer. I'm bringing out whatever truck I got. If I had to have a race truck ready for this, I'd freaking run a Leaf Spring truck in this.
Bring a stalker. Just bring out your truck.
And I think that's what the cool thing is. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like a lot of the videos we feature on our channel, almost I'd say 9 out of 10 of those trucks can run this race. You know what I mean? Yeah. And again, I think there's a big respect for the guys that just want to participate. And we welcome all of that. So if you guys are hesitant about the race and you're like, yo, like I'm scared, man. If I wreck this truck, I'm screwed. It took me 5 years to build it, 4 years to build it. I'm still building it. Like I think there's a mutual respect amongst a lot of the guys in our class to not be a jerk. You know what I mean? And just like nail people. But again, 12,500 is 12,500. But I think people know how to pull over. You know what I mean?
Dude, there's going to be people going ham for sure. And then I also think, too, like a couple of points that I just got from what you guys were saying is that the desert is the great equalizer, too. You don't have to have the best truck. You could still win. It's only 40 miles.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And you got to keep it alive.
Yep.
That's the big thing. I feel like Laughlin usually, even these tiny races, has lower finishing counts than like the Baja 500 sometimes because people just go so hard, so fast, thinking they have to outdrive everybody.
At that, what was it, the Rage the River? That's 2 days or whatever it is. Like, there's so many people that smashed their shit on the first day and couldn't even race the second day because they just went balls to the wall. So there's so much stuff that can happen. I'm so hyped that you guys are doing this.
Right on, guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, we appreciate it. We felt a really great welcome from the KOH team and off-road racing community. I think we kind of dip our toe in every once in a while. Guys like Nick Eisenhower, Chris, and Darren, and our buddy Roy, and Vince Munoz, and all those guys. Like those guys race and do all that good stuff, and they kind of keep us connected to that scene. A lot of us would love to race and to be able to do that. And I'm sure Darren would like to race more too, and a lot of the other guys. But we are pre-runner guys, at heart, and we go have fun with our friends. That's like our primary thing to do. Aside from that, racing is amazing. We love the culture. We're just trying to be like, there's a funny hashtag we use all the time, Trophy Truck Dreams. Because it's funny, like that's all we've always wanted growing up is to be like those guys. So
it's crazy that you say that, James, because Darren was actually on a show with us at Andy McMillan's shop, and he got to talk about that stuff. And it was funny because Darren was like completely in the reality section. He's like, dude, I would love to sit in one of those trucks one day, but I'm just going to keep ripping my truck, dude, garage built, and I'm going for it.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah,
there's no quick ticket into a trophy truck of that caliber, especially. I mean, even the thought of us having to race trophy truck on Sunday was enough to be like, oh, I'm out. There's no chance. Like, there's a huge difference between a truck like mine that would run with like 2001 trophy trucks and the 2023 trophy truck of today. So
well, dude, we always talk about this on the show. Like we talk about pricing out, right? Like, so UTVs are so cool because they allow this stuff, but now you guys are actually offering another avenue for people to get in, dude. That's why I'm so hyped, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys can. I'm really happy about this.
That's what we want to create. We love being inclusive.
So don't be scared, guys. Everybody out there, don't be scared. I know it sounds scary, and I know you guys are like, oh my God, they're out for blood. These guys are going to blow my doors off. You know what I mean? But honestly, like, I think a lot of the friends that are going to be going. Did you say yes? We are?
Yeah.
Damn it, Darren, get out of here.
Hey, if you're not lining up out there to play for Keith, start in the back.
Darren, so that's the thing. Maybe that's something, again, it's something cool where your family could come watch you. You're racing on a KOH race. So if you guys are going to register and come out, just remember, like, if there's a way maybe there's something we can do with the Ultra 4 guys. I mean, the KOH team, and see if, I don't know.
Well, I would love just building blocks, right? Like too. You guys are, you guys are on the road to success because they're building blocks for it, right? Hey, James, do you want me to have Darren or the producer cut Darren off? We can kick him out real quick.
Bye, Darren.
But yeah, no, like seriously, I think it's fantastic because like you're just breaking the surface, like you're just getting it going, and like who knows what'll happen next year and the year after.
Yeah.
It's sky's the limit.
That's the goal. That's the goal. And I think that's what Dave had in mind was, hey, let's right, Evan, let's test the waters this year, kind of see how this goes, see if we even like these fools, these desert hooligans,
Dude, Fish just brought up a good point. Remember, you guys are on the live stream, so you guys better send it.
Yeah, Darren.
There's no denying.
Hey, look, he was talking all kinds of crap. Now he's got to live up to the...
Well, maybe we'll see.
Have I not? Have I not?
For sure. Yeah, it'll be cool, man. It'll be really cool.
Yeah, I think it will be really cool. And the side note of this is all that you get to have fun with everybody on the lake bed, right? People that may or may not know you guys in person get to come out and meet you guys. They get to hang out. There's all going to be all kinds of fun being had on the lake bed when it's not in the racing. Then they get to go out and check out different events with you guys. They can go watch all these crazy things that happen at night. Plus, they get to watch you guys if they don't want to race. And if they do want to race, they get to compete with you guys. It's going to be badass.
Yeah, and if anybody has a crappy old truck that they think they can make it up Chocolate Thunder or backdoor, slide into my DMs. I'm looking for something just to buy for the weekend to go out there and absolutely.
What's the budget?
Under 5,000.
Dude, I mean, that sounds like a pretty good budget to try to get up Chocolate Thunder.
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
those.
There's a good grip of those rock crawlers that are not even close to that.
And that's the coolest part about King of the Hammers. You can go out there in any level of vehicle and enjoy yourself. You truly can. I mean, you get out there in your Prius and park at the.
Somebody already just said that they have a CRV that you can borrow. So what has been your guys' favorite? Darren, you go first, and then James, and then Evan. What has been your favorite part of KOH, and what are you looking forward to this year, other than what you guys have going on?
I like King of the Hammers because it's what bigger venue do you get than a spot like that where you can just, again, you can pull in any vehicle and go walk in any direction and you're going to see something you've never seen before. You're going to watch a vehicle go through a terrain that you probably didn't even think a vehicle could go through. You'll see people that you'll never want to see again. And you're going to take pictures that you'll look through in your phone one day and be like, oh, my gosh, look at that. It is insane all the way through. It's, it's the biggest event on public land, isn't it?
Last
year they crossed that threshold.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's pretty massive. I've heard that same thing or that same claim. Yeah. But every time I go out there, I just can't say enough about everybody that's out there and the people. Like, I've never been there and not been amazed at some of the things that people build and bring out there. It just blows my mind.
True. So true. Yeah.
Nothing gets thrown away.
Nothing
gets thrown away. They figure out a use for everything.
Yeah, fully. All right. What about you, James?
I mean, it's one of my favorite things is I think just seeing like the professionals connecting with the fans and hanging out at night too at all the spots is a really cool thing. I think it's really a cool experience for people to connect with people out there. One of my best memories, like I was lucky enough to be at like the first couple King of the Hammers. My buddy Brian Kirby is like a really awesome fabricator and really well known with the Ultra 4 community. So I got to go the first couple of years when it wasn't really like a big event. It was kind of still invite. And I actually had my truck out there and seeing what it's grown from literally like 150 people, 200 people there to what it is now to, from what Evan has said, 100,000 plus people event is astounding. So, I mean, just to hear all that is really cool, so I'm excited with all the people and all that good stuff to be there. So
yeah, and you get to watch all the big dogs, right? You get to see this badass Class 1 car of Dave Mason Jr., dude. It's so cool to see everything because there's such a variety.
Yeah, definitely, man.
What about you, Evans? Because you get to see it from a little bit different perspective.
So I've been shooting King of the Hammers for the last 5 years or so now. And yeah, seeing it from a media standpoint is a little bit different than everybody else. But honestly, man, my favorite part is just like the people of Hammertown. As a photographer and somebody who enjoys storytelling and whatnot, I mean, you could spend all of your time just running around the lake bed and finding super interesting people to talk to with super interesting and gnarly looking builds. And for me, man, it's just going out there. It's a whole vibe. The whole event is just it's like you kind of become a new person for a week, and you just encompass the desert around you and all these people, and you might do some weird shit you you normally wouldn't do, or whatever.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like Evan was getting all serious there for a little. Evan was getting all serious there for a little bit, and I'm like just thinking in the back of my head, what do you mean? Like all of the interesting people just hydrating all week, and then they're not going to be able to move when they get back to work?
Yeah, man. It's just a cool thing. The night crawling stuff is always fun. So hang out.
Move closer to the.
Sorry.
Closer to your modem.
This
His beard's interfering with the Wi-Fi.
Evan
dude.
said he likes the Dang Brothers pizza. That's what he said. He likes the Dang Brothers pizza.
Dude, hey, if you guys are interested, right across from Dang Brothers Pizza, we got the Box O'Toole guys. We are going to have a hot sauce challenge on the Wednesday of qualifying. If you guys are interested, come over there, see if you can beat any of the fans.
No thanks.
That's cool, dude. That's
I knew it. That's the same
Will
response.
there be enough porta potties?
Yeah. Well, we purposely did it the day before the UTV race.
Yeah. So how do you win that challenge? Is it like you cry the least, or is it like you?
No, you got to get through all the hot
sauce?
sauces because they go in levels, like all the way to Del Scorcho or whatever it is. Like
that should be mandatory.
Del Scorcho. Is it directly on the tongue, or is it like?
No, we got
cracker?
tater tots. You can dip tater tots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
We'll be there, huh?
We're just trying to kill people. We're gonna try to kill people out at Hammertown before their races. So
luckily, it's after my race. So
We're gonna need some kind of
try.
Yeah, perfect. All right, boys, you guys got anything else? I really appreciate it, man. Like, honestly, I didn't expect that all this stuff was going to happen, and I'm glad you guys were able to tell all of us everything that's going to go on with you guys' whole situation.
Thank you guys so much. Just thank you guys for letting us be a part of this show. Looking forward to getting on another show with you guys sometime. I know we've been trying to make it happen, but we're really stoked to be here with you guys, so we appreciate you for having us. I guess just the other thing to say is, don't be scared, guys. Sign up. Let's see you guys out there. It's going to be an awesome race. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have tons of media, tons of coverage, live coverage too. So be a cool way to showcase your build, which you're made of. And then second, right after the race, that evening, we're all going to go on like a big old Terracrew run, but it's a secret. It should be a lot of fun. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, man. Dude, be safe out there. Watch out for people. Please be safe.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, we'll see you guys out on the lake bed. Again, thank you guys for being a part of the Dirt Life Show. We really appreciate everything and all the support. So we'll see you guys out there.
Thanks, guys. See you out there.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you guys later. Man, dude, how cool is that? Like, don't you love when there's like all kinds of new stuff happening in the world of off-road?
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite part, right? Because that didn't exist, and now all of a sudden it's a thing.
Yeah, well, they're really bringing back the class.
Dude,
they did such a good job of it, and that class has been growing and growing lately. It's just pretty impressive.
It's pretty cool. And the way that they're doing it, right, is they're offering money, they're helping people out, they're telling people to get out there, they're using their platform to grow it. I mean, you know, Dave, like that's the way stuff's built.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, some of the series don't quite get that. You know, you have to put up a big prize in advance and say, okay, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to necessarily afford this purse, but if we get 50 entries or whatever, you know, we can make it happen. They have almost 900 at this point. I checked right before we came on because you guys were talking about it. And it's like, yeah, they've got, you know, they've built this event that is this giant machine that brings in fans, it brings in sponsors, it brings in some money. So you can, you know, make it affordable or at least put up a purse for the racers. And then they can, you know, count on hopefully winning it back. And then it's sustainable because, you know, when you go to, say, a Baja race and you spend, you know, $250,000 and then you win $5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just for a little glory and a little trophy. That's pretty hard. But when you put, you know, the live feed out there and you have the promotion and people can bring in their own sponsors and they can market off of it, you make something that, you know, people can actually sustain and continue to race.
It helps massive. And you know what's the best part about it is, like, I love having the Dirt Life Show is because we get to figure out all this stuff. Like, honestly, man, I'm so much more hyped right now than I was 2 hours ago. Like, it's so cool that we got the opportunity to hear all this stuff. I don't know how you feel about that kind of stuff, Kyle.
Yeah, you know.
Or did you know about some of this stuff already?
Some of it, yeah. I mean, I definitely learned a lot from this, but I'm definitely more excited for the event. I mean, that event I tried to at least go out for like a day, or 2 days every year. But this is going to be my first year participating in it. I'm really excited, ready to get back. Not just excited to go drive the car, but excited to be a part of the event. And it's really cool how King of the Hammers really looks out for the drivers and really
teams, families, everything.
Yeah, they really stand behind it and put the big purses up, listen to people, which is a double-edged sword. It's frustrating at times because they don't make quick decisions, but it's really cool that they're.
That's any business, though, dude.
Yeah, they're listening to the people, which is like listening to the racers and taking the opinions and actually making changes where changes are asked to be made. So it's really.
Well, to me, like, honestly, all I've heard is just growth. Like, keep pushing, more. Like, that, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, like, I listen to stuff all the time about businesses and marketing and stuff, and just getting the people involved and helping it grow, like, this couldn't get any better.
Right.
So I love to see it. We're going to get Bailey Cole on here in just a little bit. So, Bailey, come on anytime, and we'll get you on here. It's going to be cool to talk with him because, obviously, he's a very integral part with his father being Dave Cole, but Bailey has a lot of racing prowess, and jump on anytime, man. We'll get you on here. Oh, there he is. It'll be really cool to see what his plans are as well. Maybe give us a little bit of the inside scoop on some of the behind-the-scenes stuff as well. So we'll talk with Bailey here in just a second. Bailey Cole, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Dude, it's going pretty good, man. We've gotten so much info tonight on what people are doing, like the Terra Crew boys, like all this stuff. Like, you're a racer in your own right, but, like, dude, you must be hyped on all of this stuff that's getting people out to the lake bed. Dude, it's sick.
For sure. And the event's only getting bigger, which is crazy because it feels like every year it's like it can't get bigger. And then it just does the next year.
Yeah, like, how is it even possible, right?
Yep.
All right, so what do you got going on this year, man? Because you got a big program.
Yeah, this is going to be a busy year. Starting off with T4 in the 4600 race Bronco, because we're going to try to do the Triple Crown in that. Then we're going to go out and race the MP Class 11 race. I'll be racing that with Fast Felix, so that's going to be really fun. Then going to the EMC on Friday. And then Saturday racing 4400.
Dude, that's a pretty busy schedule. You guys thought you were busy.
I know.
That's pretty packed.
Is there one that you're looking forward to the most or no?
I mean, all of them are going to be super fun, but I got to say that Class 11 is going to be a really fun race.
Dude, it's going to be like, I don't know how, you're going to have to wear a kidney belt.
I mean, probably.
It'll be pretty cool. Have you been out there doing any testing?
No, I've been super packed. I'm actually up in Washington right now working, so going to end up on the lake bed right around the 1st.
Well, thank God he's a veteran already, right? Like,
yeah, you way around.
So what are you? I don't know what you want to call it, but like when you hear about some of the stuff that's happening, there's going to be short course racing, like what Dave's going to race and Kyle's going to race. There's going to be obviously the desert races. There's going to be some more stock racing. You're going to have the 1400 stuff, like with what the Terra Crew guys just talked about. What's the thing that you get the most excited about? Is it getting new racers to come on board? Is it certain classes? Like, what is it?
Yeah, no, I think bring in all the different types of people in, like over the last couple of years, bring in all the UTV guys like Miller and Chaney and all those guys in. Now short course and desert. I feel like just Hammers is almost kind of like that melting pot of off-road. So it's just really cool out there.
Yeah, well, and plus you guys were talking about how gnarly you think the short course track is going to get. Like, dude, it still blows me away. Like, I think of like a Glen Helen and an Elsinore combined, but way more beat up.
Yeah, it'll get pretty chewed up, especially for you guys.
Yeah, we're out last in the Pro 2, so it'll be hammered.
And the high horsepower,
hammered, of course. But yeah, we're ready for it. Now, I want to ask you.
Wait, hold on. Say it again.
The course is going to be hammered. We keep saying that. Bailey, I wanted to ask, are you doing the desert and short course in Class 11 or just the desert?
I didn't know there was just the desert. Because Josh Felix is going to race the short course, I believe.
Nice. Right on.
Okay, so that'll be pretty good then. Man, well, at least you'll get a little bit of a break then, right? What kind of cars do you have that you're going to be racing?
So I'll be doing the desert and the EMC both in the Ford Performance Bronco. that I raced last year, so that'll be super fun. The Class 11 is the Bug. And then 44, it'll be a Brave Motorsports car.
Dang, dude. So how does it, like, going back and forth between all those different vehicles? Because, I mean, they're not even close.
Well, so far I have driven one of the cars, so it should be super fun.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Well, it's a good thing he knows the terrain.
Yeah, that'll help for sure, because seat time in those vehicles is going to be at a premium, so
yeah,
we'll have to warm up quick.
So what goes on, like, I mean, obviously you're up there and you're working and you're doing all kinds of stuff. What goes on behind the scenes to make sure that you get ready? Because it sounds like you guys have been putting in work for a while.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the big thing is having a super good team behind me. Like, so the race car is actually down in California already with Jack, who's working on prepping it, Chad and Derek, and they're fabricating on it. So, yeah, lots of hard work behind the scenes there. And then nailing down, all the partnerships and sponsorships this time of year is really difficult. A lot of busy work.
Yeah, well, Dave, you know a lot about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we have a general contracting company too, so we have a lot going on. Fortunately, like you guys said, it's all about the team, so we have a huge team behind us.
Are you looking forward to one thing in particular, Bailey?
I think just getting out on the lake bed. Nothing like driving under the Hammertown Arch and just knowing you kind of made it. That first smell of dust in the air, and yeah, nothing quite like it.
Since you're a veteran, can you give us a little bit of veteran advice on what the best apparel is to wear to stay warm?
Well, see, that's the hard part because you'll literally wake up in the morning. There'll still be snow on the ground. You'll have to wear your Carhartt just to, roll out of bed. And then by like noon, it'll be 90 degrees and you'll have to be in shorts and a tank top or sweatshirt yeah.
Yeah, so you basically have to be versatile like a chameleon, right? So wear a lot of zippers. Yeah.
Exactly. Layers. Layers is important out there.
Yeah. I think
layers,
it's going to be
chapstick and water.
It's just a chapstick. Don't leave home without it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic year, man. Like the guys were saying earlier, like it just keeps growing and growing and growing, right? And to me, that's the progress is one of the things that I get the most excitement out of, no matter what it is, right? Seeing the smile on everybody's faces, how hyped everybody is, and we only talked to, let's just say 10 or 15 people tonight, right? Yep. And there's going to be hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people out there that are just as excited or more excited than us. So just as like be out there in that atmosphere with that vibe is going to just be so cool.
100%. And there is nothing like walking around the Hammertown pits at, that 6 to 8 range at night and just stopping in at a random pit with the lights on and making new friends out there. And there's so many crazy builds. Now with the desert and short course guys, there's going to be all new types of cars. So it's just going to be awesome to be out there.
Dude, it will be. Are you going to go watch Dave shred in his Pro 2?
For sure.
Dude, I think that's going to be cool, man. I can't wait to do that because that's going to bring back memories to see you guys all out there just tearing it up in the short course.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't have a whole lot of short course racing in my belt, but I have a blast every time I do it, so it'll be fun to get back out there.
Yeah, but dude, you don't have a lot, but you're still fast as shit, so it's good. It'll be cool to see, man, right? Like, I think it's going to be rad just because there's so much versatility. I think it's cool because it'll bring a little bit more light and a little bit more excitement into the series after they leave for gas and for for some of the best in the desert stuff. So I think all of it is a win for the whole sport.
Fully agree. Is there any word on how they're connecting the short course at all yet? Like, because normally you come in one end and go out. So like the Class 11s would still do desert and that little. But
yeah, I believe Lee was just saying he's just gonna turn it back in. I'm not sure if the desert's gonna jump into it or something over like a berm or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm not even sure.
They'll probably just have an exit and an entrance and a turn or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. But
dude, the track is going to get so haggard.
Yeah, I think it's going to get pretty beat up. that dirt out there, I think, is going to be a little bit softer than like a Glen Helen.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but they're
Dave,
they're definitely building it up like a lot more than in the past. They've always had a little short course section, but now they're making it a legit track. I'm sure they're going to have like catch fences and stuff to designate away from the people.
It'll be really fun.
It's going to be like a full blown short course.
I don't know how you feel, Dave, but like I feel like that's cool not knowing, right? Like a lot of racers get comfortable, right? Like they're always fast at their home track, so to speak, right? Like coming from motocross talk. But when you have something new, does that like excite you more because it's like, all right, this is leveling out the playing field?
Yeah, I like that. You know, we go back to Crandon, and there's guys that live like Keegan who live a mile from the track, and they can go run it every weekend if they want and in between. So I like this idea. You know, it's a brand new track. None of us have seen it. We kind of have to take our best guess at tire setup with our Maxxis tires and suspension setup and everything. We don't have a lot of practice time either to test and tune, so it's like you got to show up pretty pat and just go out there and send it full speed.
Yeah, so Bailey, that also shows like how good your team is, right? Because how quickly you can change on the fly to be able to do all that and get your race program up to speed as quickly as possible.
For sure. There's a handful of races throughout the year, like on the Ultra 4 series, where you show up at a race and you realize it's more wet or more dry than you thought it'd be and have to do sway bar adjustments or suspension adjustments on the fly. So that'll probably be a big thing on this short course if it's just going to be fresh this
or if it's raining or snowing or dry
who knows,
and dusty
right?
and windy, like
just like Bailey just said, it could be snow on the ground in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they going to have qualifying and stuff? Like
7:30 in the morning.
Okay, so there you go. You're gonna have cold suspension that's never, and the tires are going to be rock hard, and then all of a sudden, if you have a race at the end of the day or in the afternoon, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, wild. Are you going to be relying on your team a lot?
Absolutely. Yeah, I also have Steve Barlow on my team, and he has so much experience with this stuff. So
Dude, that guy knows his shit.
He's helped me shortcut the process so much because, you know, we come into it with a lot of desert knowledge and a lot of experience in pro buggy and stuff, but it's totally different in the truck. So definitely a huge help.
Dude, Kyle, you're going to have to be on your toes all day, man.
Yeah. Katie and Nico will be out there, and they're really good. We got some other people coming out to help out, so
I'll get you dialed.
Yeah, I think we'll be pretty good. The car was really fast at Crandon. That's the last time I drove it. So hopefully it's still there.
Bailey, you know as much as I do. Teamwork makes a dream work.
100%.
So what's the plan then for you guys that when you don't have any time out on course? Are you going to be prepping the vehicles? Are you going to do like I don't know what you want to call it, but basically like foreshadowing how the track is, like looking at the track, seeing the changes, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, no. So our schedule basically consists of pre-running, racing, or media stuff out there, which big part of racing nowadays, definitely fitting in the photo shoots and taking care of the people that help us get there.
Hey, yeah, well, thank you for jumping on this. I know you're busy, but yeah, that is true. Like, so the downtime will be zero.
Oh yeah, I think there's like 30 minutes in there for sleep. Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 of the days, and then the rest just cruising out there.
You can hibernate when you get back.
Exactly.
I think that's going to be cool, man. Well, is there anything else that you want to let us know before you hit the road?
Just looking forward to it. Seeing everybody out on the lake bed, hanging out by the fire. It's going to be a good time.
Dude, I agree 100%, man. It's going to be a cool deal to get out there. And I'm even more excited now after talking with all these guys. And like I said before, that's just, 10 or 15 people compared to the thousands that are going to be out there. So I'm hyped, man. Well, thanks for coming on, Bailey. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you out there on the lake bed, dude.
See you on the lake bed.
All right, later,
Thanks,
buddy.
Good luck.
Man, so just to kind of finalize and to end the show, I don't know how much more hyped I could be. I'm not a rock guy. I'm just a racing guy, and I'm so pumped that all these guys are going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, especially you guys. Like, I mean, like, dude, it's just going to be so cool. Like, to see short course, like Pro 2s and stuff out there, it's going to be sick.
Pretty much every territory of desert racing.
Every type of off-road.
Off-road racing, all in one event.
It's literally the dirt life.
A couple week
show,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to get my races out of the way and then go watch those guys destroy their stuff on the rocks.
What's your favorite hydration that you're going to put in your mouth afterwards, dude?
Well, just electrolyte or something like that.
Oh, that you're a big electrolyte guy?
Yeah.
I was talking more about like Coors Light, but see how it goes. I think it's going to be cool to see everybody out there just having a good time, man. All right, so some of the stuff that we didn't talk about with some of these guys, what's your guys' favorite food on the lake bed going to be?
I don't know. I haven't really spent much time out there, so probably whatever my wife Taylor's making at the pit. Cause
the reason I asked that question is, you know how when you go camping and food just tastes twice as good for some reason?
Oh, yeah. Or right after the race, it's like always the best.
Yeah.
But my buddy Rick Johnson's actually bringing out a pizza oven, going to fire up pizzas he did at Laughlin, and they were incredible. So
they were fire? in the fire pizza oven?
Yeah. So you guys are. I'm not sure which night we're doing it. We'll figure that out. Let you guys know. But you guys got to come by.
I'm there.
Good. Yeah,
Dude,
totally.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Bring the whole team.
Yeah, and then obviously Bailey gave us the answer to my question: how do you keep warm on the lake bed? I think I would probably wear what are those outfits called?
Flip-flops?
Those flip flops.
It's a Snuggie is what you need.
The Snuggies, yeah. Is that the one that goes over your whole body?
Yeah, it's like a blanket.
I'd
thing.
wear six of those for sure. And then how many people do you think will actually finish the race? Like, give me a pie, like 60, 40% in your pie. Like, how many people do you think are going to actually finish?
Like,
let's talk about 4,400. Let's just use
so
that.
Racing Kings, the gnarliest one. They say they're going to make it harder than ever. I'm going to say under 20% if I just had to guess.
I would say.
So your pie is bigger on the people not finishing?
Yeah. So 20% finish, 80% broken, rolled, wrecked. That's what I'm hearing is that they're trying to make it impossible. So it could be 0. Who knows?
Dude, that would be crazy. What happens if nobody finishes? The guy that got the furthest?
I think Dave Cole gets really rich. I don't know. He gets to keep all the money.
Doesn't have to pay it out.
The guy that got the furthest, I got.
Yeah, exactly. Probably whoever does the most.
What's your pie then, Kyle?
I would say, 30, 35%,
finish.
But I feel like there's going to be a ton of problems. I feel like towards the end of the race, there's going to be just flop over changes back and forth.
Dude, because it's already low. Like, the percentage is already low. I don't even know, like, what mine would be. I honestly want everybody to finish, but I think it's probably going to be around, like, kind of what Dave said. Between like 25% is going to actually finish.
I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I like that format, like the Erzberg, the hard enduro race in Austria, where they just try to get to, like, one guy finishes. That's the ultimate dream, is, like, one guy is truly the king because no one else could do it.
Yeah, and you guys just do not want to enter that race. Like, it's like gets to the point where you're just, like, thinking about it. You're like,
I like a challenge. I'd like to get into it. I have no experience in that stuff, except ripping around in the UTV.
Watch the big guy get out there in Erzberg.
Oh no,
dude! You think you could do it?
I don't know. Like, I don't have very much experience with it. I'm not super comfortable in the rock stuff. You just have too much time to think about what can go wrong, I feel like.
Yeah, that's good. And the amount of stuff that you hear in your head, like when you're hearing, like, oh, is something loose?
Yeah.
Broken?
When you're flying through the desert, you don't have time to think. You're just worried about that next rock.
By the time you think about it, it's already over.
Yeah.
You're either upside down or not.
Yeah.
All right. So, So when is Vision going to be out there, and when is eBay Motors going to be out there?
We're heading out the morning of the 2nd, the Thursday. Starting doing pre-running Thursday, Friday. And then obviously qualifying Saturday, race, practice Sunday, qualifying race Monday.
Busy schedule.
It's condensed. You're out there for
I'll be there the whole time. So before everything really gets started with the desert stuff, I'll be there on Wednesday the 1st, setting up the eBay Motors semi and canopy and vendor booth. Then I'll leave on Sunday after the Race of Kings, 12 days later. So I'll probably be pretty dirty and pretty tired, and it'll be a lot of partying.
Yeah, you're going to hibernate for a week afterwards, too.
Hey,
so one thing I do have to say is that was one thing that most people always ask questions and direct message in. Dave is actually doing a lot for his sponsors. He's helping them out. He's doing activation. He's doing a bunch of different stuff. So if any of you guys that are beginners that are listening to the show, take note of that. Dave, it's not extra work for Dave because it's part of his job. So understand all that stuff. So the Dirt Life's going to go out there on Friday, the 3rd. And we are going to be participating with Maxxis, one of your sponsors. And we're going to have a ride day with Jeremy McGrath. We're going to go out there.
Yeah, I heard about that. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, do a little bit of cruising, hanging out with everybody. We'll do some video stuff. So if anybody's around, please say hi. Hang out with us. Please say hi to Kyle. Please say hi to Dave Mason Jr. Please say hi to all of our guests, the Terra Crew guys, Hunter, Cody, Kyle, all the Can-Am boys, CJ Greaves, all the Polaris guys, obviously Doug, RJ Anderson, Bailey Cole. Everybody's going to be out there having a good time. And then if you guys have any suggestions on what we should do out there, please let us know. Slide into our DMs, hang out with us. Really appreciate you guys bringing, obviously, the Class 1 car down here, having us at Vision Canopies down here.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for bringing the car.
Anytime.
No, it's always a headache.
No, it's no big deal.
Glad you come.
She's all pretty right now, but can't wait to go get her dirty
So my
again.
two favorite parts of the day were obviously eating tacos, one, but smelling the fuel out of this thing when they backed it in. Ooh, it smells so good. Gets you all ready and stoked for the races, right, Kyle?
That's right.
Thank you guys very much. Really appreciate everything that Vision Canopies does for the Dirt Life Show. Thank you to everybody at KMC Wheels. Thank you to Maxxis Tires. Thank you to Motool, Shock Therapy, JL Audio, Evolution Power Sports. Thanks to Todd for calling in, hanging out with us. Thanks to Zollinger Racing Products. And thank you to Cryo Heat. We really appreciate everything. Next week's show, episode number 151, we are going to have a Dakar recap. We got all the heavyweights. We got AJ Jones, Skylar Howes, Seth Quintero, a whole bunch of stacked lineups. So it's going to be rad, man. It's going to be cool to talk with those guys. We may even have some behind the scenes with the South Racing team and some of the owners, pit crew, all those guys. That's going to be my favorite part of the show. So, we'll see you guys out at KOH. Good night.
Thanks for listening to The Dirt Life Show. See you next week.